It's good. It was good.
We are
Yeah, like
Hey everybody, we are live. And if you haven't noticed, Eric, he might pop in, he might not. Eric's not feeling well. He's got a man cold. He about a half hour ago he went to go hop in the shower, and I haven't heard from him since. So watch. He'll probably be in the chat, but we don't know if he's going to be live and in person with us. He's a
he's
big
gonna
pussy.
bail or not.
He's a big pussy.
Just kidding.
So Kronks, make sure you grab your batteries, you charge your phones, stack your firewood, and locate that one flashlight that actually works, because this is the Blizzard Warning Show. This is Norfolk County's Blizzard Warning Show, starting right now through tomorrow, but we're not going to be on until tomorrow. We're going to try and get in and get out tonight. We got a lot of good things tonight. Obviously with me, off here to my side, Boston Brandy. Hello, Brandy.
Hello, hi. Thanks for having me. Thanks for feeling, Eric. No, so I'm just kidding. I hope you feel better.
Yeah. Brandy, don't forget, anyone, her YouTube show, she's going to, not only are you going to be on Friday, you are going to be on Wednesday, right? There's a fundraiser for Karen Reed. Calling All Beings is having a show, and I know the opening's loud, but I haven't figured out how to turn that audio on just that one video down yet. I will work on that by the next show. But Calling All Beings has got a bunch of people that he's going to have on, and Brandy's one of them, and it's all for Karen. All right. I mean, that's the reason.
Right. It's like she's the one that's fighting this, but it's all of us, it's for all of us. So
yeah.
I don't know.
So for those of you at home, I hope you guys are all ready to go for this blizzard. This isn't going to be, your cute little 3 to 5 inches. It's going to be, it's not even going to be a snow globe. It's going to be a full on wire Tim Albert's 4 out of 5 trash barrels in Rhode Island now. I mean, the wind and the snow, you're going to get 1 to 3 inches per hour. And by the end of it, we're going to have about 2 feet of snow. So, 18 to 25. Yeah. Wind gusts anywhere up to 75 miles an hour. Whiteout conditions. Whiteout conditions. I hope the fire department and police department shovel the apron, because it's going to be a lot of snow. Power outages. So check on your neighbors.
Charge everything now, just in case you lose power. Do everything ahead of time. Charge everything. Turn your heat on. You know what I mean? Just do everything now, just in case.
Yep. Make sure. I mean, my stuff's all charged. I brought it. So I have a pellet stove. So that thing is loaded. But if we run out of power, I already went out and grabbed all because we have a fireplace. So, which we don't really use. I think we used once since we've been here. So some squirrels are going to get toasty when we fire this thing up for the first time in like a couple of years. Will we have school on
I don't think
Tuesday?
so.
I don't know. Probably not.
Probably not. I don't know, depending on if they care about safety or not, and if they clean it up by then, but I doubt they'll be able to clean it all up by then.
No, because if it goes into tomorrow afternoon, they're not going to be able to. I mean,
Right.
this is going to be like a 48-hour.
It's an extra February
storm where
vacation.
people- yeah, they're going to. These guys are going to have to do it in shifts. So that's what we're looking at. Oh, I just went I think Mike Loughran's is wearing off on me. I say it as much as he does. I tease him, but I say a ton. With that being said, let's get on with the show because we want to get through it quick. Earlier this week, Maple, which is the Massachusetts Association for Professional Law Enforcement, issued a press release. And let me put that up there. I know a lot of people saw it. We talked about it last week. Where is it? It's right here. Okay. There's the press release. And while I'm talking, you guys can read along with the press release. But this was the press release that Maple put out. And they issued it. It's basically their call for an independent probe into the Massachusetts State Police following the recent indictments connected to the death of trainee Enrique Delgado Garcia. So Maple is not an activist group. It's made up of current and retired law enforcement professionals. And since 2018, they've been calling for an independent blue ribbon commission to review the structure, the training, the culture, and the oversight of the MSP. So when you have a police reform organization made up of law enforcement officers themselves saying, we need an independent review, that's not noise. It's very significant. A few days ago, we sat down with Dennis Galvin, president of Maple. He's a retired state police major, former head of the standards of training. And we talked to him about what Maple is calling for, why they believe the reform is necessary, and what accountability should actually look like. Eric, he had a scheduling conflict. So once again, Brandy stepped up for us and she joined the conversation. And I'm happy she did because she had some good questions. And we're going to play that for you guys right now. So let me pull this thing down and we're going to bring up our interview with Dennis. Tonight, we're joined by someone who brings decades of law enforcement leadership and institutional knowledge to the conversation. Dennis J. Galvin, a retired major of the Massachusetts State Police, where he served for 29 years in patrol, investigations, crime scene services, and training. He held senior leadership roles, including chief of staff to the commanders of intelligence and investigations. He was also the executive officer of Troop A. Now, Troop A is out of Danvers, and that's Essex County and parts of Middlesex County. Hopefully I'm getting this right, which is Danvers, Salem, Peabody, Gloucester, Lawrence, Haverhill, and portions of Lowell, which oversaw Route 1, 128, I-95, I-93, the northern section, and some of I-495.
Yep.
So when Dennis, so when Dennis served as executive officer for Troop A, he was overseeing state police operations across the entire northeast region of the Commonwealth. That's a large, busy jurisdiction. He's also directed the state police training from 2001 to 2003. After retiring, he continued public service as director of security for the Executive Office of Transportation, and later he oversaw operations at the Seabrook Nuclear Plant in New Hampshire. He holds a bachelor's and a master's degree in criminal justice from Northeastern University. It's no Suffolk, but it's still Northeastern. Mr. Galvin recently authored a letter that has generated discussion. And tonight, we want to take a thoughtful look at what he wrote, why it matters, and what perspective his experience brings to the broader conversation. Mr. Galvin, thank you so much for taking a minute to join us.
Well, thank you for giving us the opportunity to discuss these matters.
Did,
Appreciate it.
did I get anything wrong? Did I miss anything?
Very well there, Jonathan. I appreciate that.
Can I call you Dennis?
Okay.
Or Major? How would you like to be?
Dennis, those days are over.
So you did make it all the way to Major. What's above Major?
Lieutenant Colonel.
Lieutenant. Oh, so you were right there, right at the top.
That's my pleasure.
Brandy, you got a question for Mr. Galvin?
Yes, thank you again. It's nice to meet you, and
You as well,
very
Brandy.
impressive work you've done. We appreciate you taking the time to answer some questions for us. The first one we just really want to know is, what was your initial reaction to the indictments connected to the Academy training death of Enrique Delgado Garcia?
Well, before I start, let me just say that I'm very grateful to be on the program, and it's very important that folks like you are trying to get this message out, because these are important issues. People need to know it, and they need to understand what's going on. So, to your answer to your question, I was devastated by it. I've been associated with the Academy and with the boxing program for many years, and to hear that, first of all, a person who wanted to become a state police officer who entered the Academy wind up dying in training, and then to find out that there was sufficient evidence to lead the prosecutor to suggest that there were maybe some inappropriate situations involving that. That's a serious situation, and it caused me a lot of concern and grief.
Do you think that the changes reflect isolated failures, or do you think there's a deeper issues with Mass State Police training culture?
I believe, and the organization I represent also believes, that there are serious systematic problems with the Massachusetts State Police in regards to a whole host of issues. They have to do with command and control, management, assignments, promotions, how people get assigned to things, and training is just one of those component parts, but a serious one, a very important one. You know, you've seen the situation involving the performance in court and in the retrial. You know, you've gone back. You know, these are significant departures from the standard that the state police used to operate under when I was associated with it.
So Maple's been calling for an independent review since 2018. What originally prompted that call?
Well, the original call came about. We started in April about 2016, and we were concerned about the general condition of policing in Massachusetts, and the competence of it, and we wanted to start arguing about, trying to make a case to improve it. And about 2018, there was a major issue involving a judge's daughter up on Route 290.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result of that, there was revelations that the members of the command staff tried to influence a prosecutorial decision involving a state police officer on the road, which I had never seen that happen before to that extent. Then there were issues with there was a trooper who was brought on that had a past with drug use and drug dealing, and that got by everybody. And then, of course, the major issue was the 40 troopers that were indicted on the Turnpike for fraud with regard to federal overtime. And at that particular point in time, I began to have, but so did my organization. We had some serious concerns about the command, control, and management of the state police.
One of those incidents you're talking about involves the trooper who was originally from Canton, believe it or not. So there is a tie to Canton there.
All trails come to Canton.
Yeah, apparently so. I mean, Paul Revere made it to Canton, so I guess everything else goes through Canton.
Yeah.
Has anything materially changed since then?
Not that we can. Well, there's been one major change, and that is the colonel in the beginning, I believe, that was originally there, was replaced about a year and a half ago by Colonel Gregory Noble, who was a former New Jersey state police officer, and he's taken the helm, and he did act. I think he acted decisively in the Reed case with regards to the performance that was brought up about the investigators at that time. but I think he's got deeper problems he has to deal with. Some of these are involved with the Massachusetts, the interaction between Massachusetts politics and the state police, which is always a problem with police agencies across the board. It's the interaction with politics. But what we're looking at is we want to, one of the major issues is the supervision. How is the supervision being handled? When the colonel makes an order, does it already get down to the average trooper? And are people supporting that decision all the way down? Or is there they dismissing things? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So we need to, that's one of the major issues that we need to know is how integrated that command control structure really is.
When Maple oversees the police, are you primarily focused on the state troopers, or is it all police across Massachusetts?
Recently, it would seem like it's the state police, but it's not. Our concern has always been with policing in general, and we've spoken out on several other matters, but it just seems to be that the state police seem to have the most prominent issues coming to the fore. Boston Police has had a few, and we've spoken out on those as well. But it just seems to be that these issues seem to be very prominent and very blatant.
Why do you believe the previous reform efforts have not gone far enough? It seems.
Well, I mean, I can only suspect, and I think the reason, my experience with Massachusetts, is that somebody doesn't want to do it. They just don't want to do it. There's a reluctance to do it, and I don't know where that resistance is coming from, but obviously, you know, I mean, it's either got to be three things: the colonel's office, the governor's office, or the legislature. Those three will affect that. And you know, we point to kind of really clarify what we're looking for. This is probably before some of you were still kids, but back in the 90s, I don't know if you remember the Stewart case. Where, the woman was murdered, and then there was an allegation that the subject was a black male, and then the allegation turned out to be false. Yep. Well, the Boston police, they organized and instituted the St. Clair Commission, which was an independent organization or a committee to subpoena members of the Boston Police Department, bring them in, and study the entire agency from soup to nuts to find out what was wrong with it. Why were there problems with it? Because that one issue had also been the last of a series of other issues that had been affecting the Boston police. And they came up with a very important report called the St. Clair Report, which we've studied at length. And they made really significant recommendations in that report that apply to not only the Boston police, but to any police department across the nation. And to some extent, the Boston police implemented their actions. They wanted to transition to community policing. They wanted strategic planning. They wanted better accountability at the local level about sergeants, giving them more of a handle on directing and affecting local operations. Mm-hmm. And we think something like that has to be done for the Massachusetts State Police. The Massachusetts State Police, as you and I had discussed, merged in 1992. Correct. And it brought in three agencies with distinct cultures, distinct ways of doing things, you know, distinct orientations to work, and it merged them. And it did it very, very, very quickly and suddenly. There wasn't a lot of thinking about how this was going to work out.
Now that was the MDC, the
Capitol
registry,
and the Mass State Police, the uniform branch.
Correct.
And we think that some of the problems that you're seeing may have their roots all the way back to that combination of all those departments together. You know, you had four agencies that had long-standing histories. They had cultures among themselves. I was affiliated with the Massachusetts Uniform Branch of State Police, had a long tradition of command and control, discipline, training, and then all of that stuff got unpacked and it got disseminated through a whole series of other groups. And I'm not so sure if that's not contributing to some of the problems.
I wanted to get into the fact that because all the trainings are different, some of it is more militarized, whereas we don't even know how the registry of the MDC police, how their academies were.
Well, the MDC police made some gains in training just before the merger. So they started to step up their training, made it a little bit more structured. And I'm not so sure the registry, I'm not sure what they had or the Capitol Police, what side of training they had. But obviously they came into an agency that was, I guess you could say paramilitary, had a very strong chain of command. It was, very, very effective in many ways. And I think there were issues with that combination.
Yeah.
And I think they had to modify certain things in order to be able to make it workable and things like that. And I'm not saying that the state police and the old state police was perfect, but I do have a feeling that was better organized than any of the other agencies in Massachusetts at the time. And I think we need to we're trying to draw upon the old experience and try to inject it and update it and try to offer it to people today as a process for looking forward. I mean, one big thing that the state police did before anybody else was they had a policy of every complaint had to be investigated. So if you made a complaint against a trooper, that complaint was given a number and somebody had to investigate it, and there had to be an accountability for it, and you had to know what the result was. That was at one point that was a very distinctive Massachusetts State Police policy and procedure. And I think it still exists today, but I don't know how well it's being enforced.
Well, in your view, where does the accountability break down in hiring, training, supervision, and discipline?
Well, that is a very good question. And that is why it's important for us to do to have an independent review of the agency to examine all of those component parts that you just talked about. Because when something goes awry, it goes awry across the board. It's not like one place is working good and everybody else is working bad, or vice versa. Usually, if you start to pick up problems with things like recruitment and hiring, with accountability, with things like that, that means there's sort of a systemic issue going on that you need to identify and get in and find out what it is. And this is not something new to Massachusetts, and it's not. Mm-hmm. I mean, one of the things that we've done, we've studied the Knapp Commission report in New York, the Mullen Commission report, the Christopher Commission report, the Rampart Commission report, which I think is very, very similar to what's going on in Massachusetts. And they have some very, very important recommendations and experiences that they shared that are very similar to what I think is going on here.
Wow.
So you'd say it's more the culture than it is like the policies?
Well,
it seems like it's been the culture for decades.
Okay, culture is formed by leadership.
Yeah.
You really break it down. So if there's no leadership, culture will form, but it may not be the culture you're looking for. All right. So leadership sets the culture, and the way it sets it by its own example, by what it promulgates as directives, what it holds people accountable for, and what it rewards people for. And if there's an aimlessness going on, that it's erratic, that means there's something coming out of the top that's not really settling in and connecting with the rank and file.
Do you have an opinion on why Maura Healey would take a retired New Jersey officer out of retirement to come here to perform a job? Is that kind of like saying that no one in Massachusetts was capable of taking that position?
Well, it was a pretty much of I think a very common idea among not just Maura Healey, but preceding her. This is when Baker was the governor. One of the first issues that came up, and one of the things that we said is, look, you got to open up that job for the best qualified person to do it, right? Yeah. One of the things about inbred policing and promoting from the inside is you get one way of thinking, you get one way of doing things. It's very difficult to adjust. And in some cases, you bring factions into one position and they punish factions in the other. And you want to bring unity together. You want to bring a unity. Sometimes you're going to find somebody within your organization that can do it, right? And sometimes you're not. And the governor, that's her call. She has to make a decision as to what she thinks, what's the best solution for that agency. And she made one with Noble. And I mean, I think he's had his first, I think, about a year in there, and he
just over a year.
Forward. Yep. He's made some very difficult decisions. And this is something that nobody's going to walk in and solve overnight. I can tell you that.
Brandy,
I think it was
Funny you asked that.
it's-
Funny you asked that question. And the way Dennis answered it, the town of Canton is exactly like the state police, where they just finally, for the first time ever, on tomorrow night, will be swearing in a new police chief from outside of the town.
Yeah.
It's a similar thing. They opened it up to the best candidate. And now tomorrow night, we're going to see the new chief sworn in.
Yeah, and I think it's fair to say that after the situation that you had, there are factions in the town, and there's also factions within the department. And sometimes you have to go outside to get somebody who's neutral to come in and arbitrate and try to reunify everybody.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Now looking at this new guy coming in and just seeing how amazing he is just from the little that we've seen of him so far. Like,
Not an easy job. That is not going to be.
Yeah, it's easy to look at from the outside, but once you're in there, it's a whole other ballgame. Yeah.
It's tough.
How damaged do you think the public confidence is in the Mass State Police right now?
Well, I was very concerned about that, particularly during the Reed trial. And the reason I say that is, I live up on the northern part of Massachusetts, and I range pretty much towards Worcester and all this area. And I started to pick up two things, particularly on young women, was a very strong concern about Karen Reed and her fate, and what the state police had been doing. And then I started to see signs all over the place that said "Free Karen Reed." When you have that kind of a public expression of that involves a police action, and there's a questionable police action involved, or something that doesn't look like it followed the way, you have to be concerned about it, because now you've got people, you at least have a faction of your population that is really maybe not trusting the credibility of an agency. And the most fundamental thing that you have to remember about policing is that if they cannot bring forward public trust, they cannot do their jobs. It's impossible. And people won't trust them. They won't cooperate as witnesses. They won't support them when they're being challenged. And you can't have a situation where your police agency and your public is at odds, because then the police agency has lost its battle.
So I think at one point in time or another, every one of us civilians have had either a family member or a friend who's been a Mass State Police or even local police, but on the Mass State level. And usually you trust your friends, you trust, these are the people you grew up with. And to think that as a whole, it's like, so when we talk about the Mass State Police, it's hard because, so you were in the North Shore, we're talking about just the Norfolk County. I mean, the Mass State Police, I don't know exactly how many strong they are at the moment. It's 3,500 or something like that.
About 2,000.
It's 2,000. So it's a very large, organization. You're going to have a lot of good officers, and you're going to have a lot of officers that just kind of get by. It's like any job, any job. And I think it's trying to weed out the ones that really shouldn't be there.
Well, the best statement about police culture that I ever heard was given. Do you folks know who Frank Serpico was?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Frank Serpico was a police officer who uncovered significant corruption in the New York Police Department during the 1970s. And he testified before the Knapp Commission, one of the commissions that we use. And he was asked the question, on the New York Police Department, what's the percentage of good officers versus the bad officers? And he gave the wisest answer and the most accurate answer I ever heard. He said about 10% of the members of the New York City Police Department will do the right thing under all conditions, under all times. 10% will try to use the position to undermine the interest to serve their own needs. He says the rest of the 80% want to be good, but they're all waiting to see which end gets the upper hand. That is exactly the best description of policing I have ever heard. That's why it's very important that good leadership be selected, that good leadership be allowed to make an influence in an agency and to set it straight and get it going and get everybody on board. And everybody will come once they realize who's in charge and what the rules are and the rules will be enforced. They'll all come along. But so long as there's a faction or there is some institutional resistance to that sort of leadership, you're going to have these problems. You're going to be in a divided state, and that has to be fixed.
It's amazing you said that, because I had a Mass State Trooper say to me just not too long ago. He said, Jonathan, a lot of people will keep their mouth shut because you never know who's going to be your next boss. Could be a guy below you.
It's even more important than that. In some cases, you may need to rely on somebody for your life.
That's
right?
exactly. That's why you should have respect.
Right.
Never
and
know.
in Serpico's case, his partners were willing to sacrifice him. Okay, and this is a really dangerous business, and you have to be working with everybody together. And sometimes you have to keep your mouth shut in order for your own protection. And it's not about fear of the group. It's about if you're out facing something dangerous, will you be able to get the support that you need?
If they're going to have you back. That's like scary. That's so scary.
It is very scary.
It's like a scary reality because it's just a scary time for everyone, for the public, for the police. It shouldn't be like this. We shouldn't be fighting each other. It shouldn't be war against each other.
Well, what you just said was that's probably the underlying secret of policing, that it's documented. I'm not making this up. It's been documented by tons of experts. But that is probably one of the main reasons why you ask questions about why are the police acting the way they do. That's why it comes back to who's leading that organization. That's a key.
Wow.
And will the political force in the state that basically supports this allow the leader of that organization to run it correctly according to professional standards?
Do you think there's anything short term that can be taken, like any steps that should be done right now to help with building back public trust? Or
well, I think what you guys, folks like you, I mean, I've noticed a growth in local podcasts like this, right?
Yep.
So these are important things. That's why I think it's important to talk with you about it. I think you need to get, the first thing is the public needs to be conscious about what good policing is. You know, like the Red Sox or the Patriots have a bad year. Everybody knows what went wrong, right? Mm-hmm. They know who missed the blocks, who didn't come around, who's batting lousy, what the manager's doing. They need to have that same kind of interest about their own local police department.
In reality, the safety of your own self and your family. Yeah.
But do you think
that's it?
But do you think what you just said? But do you think what you just said? A lot of times, I mean, a lot of these towns, a lot of, at least at the town level, nothing really happens in a lot of these small towns, and so nobody's ever been watching, and nobody's ever been the Monday morning quarterback to these people, and they're human just like the rest of us. And do you think their feelings are, their feelings get hurt because you have people protesting them or standing out there and telling them, hey, we're not happy?
There's nothing wrong with protesting. If you're involved in policing, it's part of your job. I mean, I've sat before, numerous protests. I've had people call me names. So long as it doesn't get violent, I don't care, right? The thing that you want to, but here's the thing that I think people have to remind themselves, and it does take a certain moral courage. And I think I've seen it demonstrated, particularly around the retrial. People have been up, they want to speak out about concerns they have, and that is healthy for policing, right? Because it's forcing people to look, and there's some courageous people. I mean, there's always some people who are going to be off the wall and have a vendetta, but I didn't get that impression from listening to the protests. Yeah. And I think the time, it's very important to understand. Do you remember who Elliot Ness is? Remember the Untouchables? Yeah,
the Untouchable.
All right. Well, he actually had a career after he left the Cleveland, the Bureau of the Treasury Bureau, and he went and served like 20 or 30 years as the director of security for the city of Cleveland. And when he went there, he made a very, very important comment that I think is very, very important. He said that if you're in your society, in your community, and you're starting to see things related to racketeering happening, you know, like for example, illegal drug trade to start to increase or things. He says the first place you got to start looking at is what is your police force doing? Because systemic crime can't occur without somebody turning a blind eye to it.
Mhm.
Correct.
All right.
Right.
That's the first indication. And then the second thing is to when you have elected people like your city councilors, your state representatives, your state senators, you have to engage them and insist upon the fact that this is something that you want police credibility and effectiveness. You don't want politics. You want professionalism in your police force. And if you do that, you don't have to fight with the city council. The police chief yourself. It's their job to do that on your behalf. And if they're not willing to do it, get rid of them.
Well, you just answered my next question. My next question was going to
Yes.
be, what role do you think the governor or legislature should be playing in this?
Well, the governor, I think the governor, with regard to the state police anyway, the governor should be actively supporting the idea of an independent review of the state police. I think it's called for, particularly now that there's been a death involved.
Now, do you
Right.
mean across the board, or are we talking the
Start with
training?
state police. I mean, still policing in Massachusetts for the most
Yep.
part is a local affair. Now, one of the things that you have going for you now that you didn't have 4 years ago is you have the post commission.
Mhm.
All right. So if you have an issue where you become aware of corruption involving your police force, you don't have to go to a district attorney, although you should, right? And if you don't trust your district attorney, you should get another one, right? But you can report it to the post commission. They have a website and a number you can call, and you can file your commissions with them, and they have to go out and report. They have to go out and investigate that complaint.
But who oversees post? Anybody?
It's a very interesting thing. There's 9 people that oversee the post commission, nine commissioners. There's 3 police officers on there and the rest are 6 civilians. There's a police chief, a representative of the police union, representative of minority officers. There is a psychiatrist, a defense attorney, there's a social worker, and then there's, I think, 2 members of the community.
Wow.
I attend the meetings online every month when they run them. I think the people, for the most part, are very well-meaning. I think they understand what their responsibility is. They're in the process now of formulating standards so that you can actually find out what are they supposed to do, what are the police supposed to do in a specific situation, and engage them. That's the thing to do, is engage them.
Yeah.
File complaints and ask them to come out and speak to you. They'll do it.
Get more people involved. But I mean, I sometimes feel like the public sometimes feels stuck because we make the phone calls, we send the emails, we stand outside in crappy weather. We're doing everything that we possibly can peacefully without burning the city down, without getting in fights. And it's still like these leaders are ignoring us. And they're telling us, talk to this guy or talk to that guy. It's not my job. And they're always passing the buck. I feel like
Well, if you get that kind of a reaction, you got to get somebody new in there. And I don't care who it is. You got to look around.
You think there should be leadership changes now, or
political changes? I think political change is always good.
Always, yeah.
Right?
I've always been one. I don't think, and this is just a personal thing with me, I don't think there should be career politicians.
Me neither.
And I think there should be term limits across the board for every office at some point. I'm not saying 4 years, and I'm thinking, sometimes 2 terms, right? There should be no reason that people make a whole living off of the rest of us just by, putting on their fancy suits and going to Beacon Hill. And
Yeah, some folks have been up there for 20, 25 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So with regard to the training, what is a year from now? What do you think would be what does success look like a year from now with regards to the training with the MSP?
Training with the MSP would be a successful situation. Would be probably 50 to 100 recruits who come out who are well versed in their law. They're well versed in public interaction and de-escalation. They can protect themselves. They are physically conditioned, and they are willing and ready to do the job. You want that enthusiasm when they come out, and you want them all to have confidence in the organization that they're in, and confidence that if they go out and they do their job the right way, that the department will support them. That's what you're looking for. So
do you think there's an imbalance
Well, I mean, their job is to go out and prevent crime and prevent disorder, and to do so with due respect paid to the United States Constitution and the amendments. That's what the function is. All right. And they have, if they don't know those things, if they're not trained in how to do those things, and they don't have a sensitivity to it, or they have an attitude against that type of a thing, then somebody didn't do their job, either in the selection process or the training process or the supervision. The big three is hiring, training, and then supervision. Those three work together to produce the product that you have out in the street protecting you.
Now you have 2 degrees in criminal justice. You have a bachelor's and a master's.
Yes.
Do you think individuals that are going into the academy should be somewhat closer to that, as opposed to just a 4-year college degree and then going in?
No, we think. Matter of fact, we are in discussions now, and I'll make sure that you get the information. We're going to try to file a bill that will require all candidates for policing to have 2 years of a 2-year degree in criminal justice, police science, or any subject area that the Post Commission is willing to grant. So a 60 credit hour requirement, because what we want to get is we want people who, first of all, have demonstrated an aptitude for learning this stuff. They're interested in it, and they've demonstrated an aptitude. We also want them to have that exposure, hopefully, to constitutional law and things like that, so that they have a sensitivity to legal issues, particularly from the point of view of the 4th, 5th, and 6th Amendments. You want them to understand that. If they're coming in from and this is not to denigrate anybody, but if they're coming in and they don't have that, they've never been exposed to that, they're going to have a real hard time understanding it when you get to the academy, because it's very, very complex. It requires case law and things like that. And then they have to be inoculated, because there's still old line attitudes that are out there on the police that may not be consistent with it. And they have to be able to identify that's not the proper attitude, and be able to find the people that can treat them, can teach them the right way. So there's an inoculation process that goes along as well. And that's what we're looking for from the education.
I think the training is like huge.
It is huge.
It's definitely
But remember
huge. Are we
something.
losing both of you?
What's that old thing? Talent in,
I
talent
can't hear
out,
either
right?
one of you.
You have to get somebody to come. You have to get the
Yeah.
right material to come in there.
Yeah, I like that you brought up the fact of de-escalation.
Yep.
I think that's huge.
Yep. It's. I mean, we're of our organization.
It just makes me think of the No, go ahead.
No, I mean, you have to be able to understand how to deflect insults, how to turn them around, and get people to engage you in conversation. That's the whole key. There are some officers who are really good at that, and some aren't so hot, and they need work on it.
Brandy, you encountered one down, at least I did. I encountered one down in Dedham at the State House Hardeman. I know a lot of people liked him. I thought he was a really nice
he had
guy.
a job to do, and he did it.
And-
I mean, people antagonized him. They push his buttons. At the end of the day, he was following the court's orders. It was a crappy order that the judge shouldn't have made, but that's another story.
But that's
another
something
time,
different,
But
right? But I think he
was
did.
always respectful. I just think that there's just a level of respect that is just totally lost in this world. And if people had more respect for one another, we wouldn't be where we are today.
Well, Brandy, I'll toast to that. I think you're absolutely right about that.
Yeah, and I just think de-escalation is huge. Training is huge. If you're going to be dealing with criminals who have guns, I think these cadets and these officers should be trained every single day until they know the difference between every single gun, between a fake gun and a plastic gun, a BB gun. This is your job. You're going to be in the worst. You're only getting a phone call on the worst day of someone's life.
You're just as good as all the tools that you have with you.
Yeah, and I just think that they should be trained every day. They should keep learning and never stop learning. The world's
You're
changing
right.
every day.
That's the other part about it. You don't start yet. They should be coming back from in-service training at least annually. And in those training, we're big on scenario training. We believe that whether it be firearms or even interactive training, establishing and setting up role playing in which the trainees have to engage and are graded and are filmed so they can understand what they did wrong, how they could have handled the situation better, how to control their own impulses. That's part of the new era of police training.
Absolutely.
And Massachusetts, I'm not quite sure is yet into that yet.
Wow. Do you,
And it's on the job training too. You can't know a situation until you're actually in it, you know?
right.
And you
It's
better have the
scary.
right person there with you to explain it to you. Because if you get somebody who's got a bad
Yep.
attitude, you can
You gotta have
silence
that
somebody.
trust. You gotta have
Yeah.
that trust.
And so I think it's, that you have a lot of, at least, towns that, I'm not saying it's skeleton shifts, but I mean, money, money plays a big role in these things. And, when you have, you have
Yeah.
4 patrolmen on, you have a dispatcher at the station, and you have someone in charge. I mean, and it's a 7 days a week operation. And sometimes people forget that you have to staff 24/7,
You do. And sometimes what happens is because I think in some, we've noticed in some agencies, they're running a kind of a higher bill than others because they have a lot of the people that are coming out of the training academy, some of them are not that well prepared. So they have to staff up supervisory people behind them, right?
Mhm.
To almost like watch over their back. That costs the town a lot of money. So you want to bring
Money.
people in that are fairly well developed, fairly mature,
Yeah.
and you want them there. You want to pay them a salary so that they want to stay there. That experience helps your community out, and it cuts down the cost on how many people have to supervise them.
Wow.
So there's
And I think
lot
that
of
people wouldn't mind paying this. Like, I know it comes from our taxes and stuff, and people wouldn't mind paying for that protection and that security and that paying for their jobs, basically, if we weren't seeing them in the headlines every day for abusing their spouses or drinking and driving or covering up crimes.
Well,
And
that's
it's just
being
like,
human again, but
it's
there's the
crazy
human
that
element.
they're in the headlines more than the public is, the regular citizens, and it's just very unnerving. And it
Randy,
needs to.
Randy makes
There
a
has
good
to be
point.
huge changes.
Now she's living proof about what I was just saying about how important. What many departments have forgotten is the linkage between preserving public respect and trust and doing their job. If you've developed that, if you've seen that, and I have too, I'm not going to tell you you're alone. I've seen it, and I've thought the same thing you have. If that's what you're seeing, then they're undermining their own efforts, and they have to change.
Mhm.
And there has to be leadership in there that can change it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time. Is there anything else with
No.
regards, at least to the academy, that you want folks to know? Because I mean, we read your letter, and that's what prompted me to reach out to you because we all do have questions when it comes to with
Well, let me just
the way things.
comment this on that situation with the academy, because we did issue a press release on it, and we think it's important. I'll give you my understanding of how the training went. I had been involved with it, and
I'm putting it up on here. It is right here on the screen while you talk.
So typically, state police self-defense. You have 22 weeks to get somebody out the door, right? They come in, you got to get them. So what you do is you draw from boxing, wrestling, and judo. Those are the 3 kind of areas that you draw from, and you try to put together a mix of self-defense skills and practice so that they have a certain working knowledge of how to apply it. You can't go through like a black belt situation. It takes too long. Okay. They can do that on their own if they want to. But as far as we're concerned, we have to get them ready to go out in 22 weeks. When it comes to boxing was a very regular, very, very restricted program. You would go in, you would learn the basic punches, the basic blocks. You'd had some supervisory drills where, you'd have the hand pads and people would work the hand pads to get the punches down. And at the end of the training, it would culminate with a 1-2-minute, highly supervised sparring match, okay, to get the trainee the experience of what it would like to be in combat with somebody, in live combat. Now, when you set those up, you have to make sure that you're putting people in there according to the weight and according to their experience, and you have to watch them all the time. Now, if anybody deviates from that process, they are taking a big chance. The question is going to be, what happened in that situation when it comes out in court?
Here's a question.
That's the way it's supposed to work.
In 2025, with the amount of surveillance we have, I'm not asking for normal people to see any of this stuff, but shouldn't there be cameras on the majority of the training exercises for everybody's protection?
That would probably happen. Usually they used to do it because they used to, I mean, I can remember they used to They used to film so that you could look at your technique.
Yeah. So
Right.
you could look back at it
So
and
why
see
would
where
they
you.
stop? It makes me think they're hiding something, because why would they stop?
So I can't answer that. That would have to be part of
I
that,
know.
that Blue Ribbon Commission.
That's speculate. That's me just speculating.
Yeah. But no,
That's what the public
absolutely. I mean,
does.
yeah. It should be.
If we don't know the truth, then we're gonna start speculating, and we're gonna get angry in our own heads because we don't know the truth. So
You're true.
that's why
You're right.
transparency is so important. You know?
Couldn't set it by myself.
Yeah.
Mr. Galvin, I really do again want to thank you for taking a few moments out of your day to come on here with us and go through these, because like you said, for the most part, you know, we have a little YouTube show and we're just civilians talking about this. It's people like you that have lived in, you know, you were a major, in the state police. So the experience that you have and the knowledge you have is incredible. And the fact that you were able to share it with us is even more. So I do want to thank you.
Just
I
keep
appreciate
watching
that.
your Maple press releases. That's all.
Okay.
Let us know what we're doing. All right.
And there's that one right there. So I pull that out.
Is that the Canton Bridge?
That's the viaduct. Yeah. I grew up 10 houses away from it. Yeah.
I grew up in Brockton, so I remember passing through there on occasions.
I said, thank you so much.
Thank
And,
you again for giving us the answers.
And folks at home, it's Maple, MAPLE.
And
And
you can follow us on www.maple-online.com. And we post our stuff regularly. You can find out what we're doing, and we encourage you to explore the site.
thank you so
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it. Bye-bye now.
Thanks.
There you go. There's so much in there, huh?
Yeah, he was good. He was. I'm so glad he agreed to talk to us. You know.
And we did talk to him for another 15, 20 minutes after the after the cameras stopped rolling.
It's a good dude.
How about the fact that they used to videotape the boxing?
I know.
Right?
Until they realized.
What's that tell you? That now they don't tape any of this anymore? They don't film any of it anymore?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Thank you guys for watching along with us for that interview. He was amazing. It just, like I said, there was just so much. I mean, we could have talked to him for another hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Yeah. There's during the
It's
interview.
like he knows things, like he just had his head on right. You know what I mean? It's just like you need people with, half a brain in the system, and it just, he was good. He was good.
And that was the serious part of tonight's show, because you guys know me. We can't stay serious all night long. But it'll be me. It'll be me. For just a couple comments that were there that during the show, because I didn't want to break up his interview. Buzzing. It's election time. We're going to have an election segment. I broke down some of the election news that I want to give everybody. There could be a big change in the select board that I'm going to get into that tonight. But we got Jen stuff. There's always Jen stuff. Jen's trending. Jen is trending on Twitter, and I don't know why. Term limits. I firmly believe in term limits. 2 terms, no more than 10 years. People shouldn't be in office for 30, 40 years. All right. That's when backroom deals start to happen. That's when friends and family stuff, and this family stuff. Oh, now here we go. You're going to hear this big shepherd of mine become a big pussy.
Oh, does he want to go
because
out?
somebody's home. No. Because
My
Mullins
dog's
is
getting up
home.
now because he can hear him.
Hey, because Mullins is home.
Sonny, my dog's looking.
And there's a whole ritual. We have this ritual, kind of like the Alberts have a ritual.
Oh, Jesus. Mary and Joseph.
As soon as she backs into the driveway, as soon as I see the taillights come on and know she stopped, I open the door and he runs out to her. And so because I'm not letting him out to run out to her,
So he's pissed.
He's pissed.
You know,
He's
what's up?
pissed. He's in the window. His
Aw,
nose is
poor
all
puppy.
over the window right now. Now he's, hey, please stop. Listen,
Aw.
de-escalate.
De-escalate. Teach him de-escalation.
De-escalate. De-escalate.
Oh my God.
So in about 30 seconds, she'll be in. Listen. So I told her to text me when she was going to be back so I could have this muted. But anyways, moving on. So that was Dennis Galvin from Maple. And whether you agree or disagree with everything he said, I thought it was very important to hear from people inside law enforcement who are saying transparency and reform are necessary, at least for public trust, at least for, like you said a couple times, if we don't see it, we don't know, you start to ask questions.
And then you start just making up scenarios in your head when you don't know the facts, and that's just crazy.
Yeah.
Because that's why you want to know the truth. You know what I mean? Because it's like, all right, well, I think this, and it could be this, and it could be that. We shouldn't have to think.
No.
You're taking money out of our checks. We're working to pay you to protect us. And if you don't have
They've taken an oath.
the ability to share the truth with us, get out.
Yep.
Get out.
First thing they did was they took an oath to
Yep.
uphold the Constitution. And you think that these people that are taking these jobs are taking it with the best interest. And we heard what he said, 10%, 10%, and 80%. 10% will do it perfectly all the time. I think we need that number to change. That's the problem. You have the 10%.
A lot of
Yeah, you have the 10% really good. You have a 10% really bad that are in it for their own good, for their own. And then you have the other 80%. Well, we need that other 80% to go to the, to the good 10%. And we're not attacking the rank and file office.
But it's like, as an agency, oh God, I think he gets kicked off. As an agency, you would think that they would want to be transparent. You know what I mean? Like, don't you want to help the public? Don't you want to be on the same team as us? Or do you want to always have conflict? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's just how I feel. As an institution, you stand for good, right? You preach good. You say you're there for protection. You say you're here for us. But yet, what are you doing for us besides dodging our calls, dodging our concerns, ending our lives, hurting our children? You're in the news every 5 minutes, every day, every hour. And it's like, we need change because people are getting angry. People are making up scenarios and they're sick of being unprotected. They're sick of having to stand outside in cold weather and stand out for people who have ended their lives. I can't do the full screen, but it's just sad. It's unsafe. And if you're a good guy, if you're a good cop, be a good cop. Tell the truth. Say something. Right. Don't you want change? Don't you? Because, it's a few bad apples. It's all of them. It's all of them until you prove otherwise. Because where are all the cops? They ain't standing outside with us. They're not on the sidewalk. They're not out there trying to find out who killed one of their own. So where are you? You're not at the legislator's office. And what are these legislators doing? Why aren't you making laws that make it easier for people to live and not complain? You know why? Because you're dirty. That's why. Because you're hiding things. You're going in, getting $125,000 a year, but you're coming out at $8 million. Get that. You're all liars. You're all liars. I'm sorry, John. Sorry. I'll stop.
Yeah. And folks at home, if you want a little prelude to what Brandy's Friday show is going to be like, that's it right there.
I know. I'm sorry.
That's Brandy preaching right there. That's what you're going to get. That's what you're going to get on Friday.
I just really want change.
The Brandy rant.
No, I'm sick of this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know.
Freedom of speech. Use your voice.
Yeah. Hey,
not just your fingers on the keyboard.
Brandy,
use your
how quick was I getting in and out of that little snafu? Did you see it?
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, there we go. Here we go.
Did you see?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's AT&T, and I am so upset with AT&T. Never happened with T-Mobile. It never happened with T-Mobile.
Get $25.
Now I have connection issues all the time. And it's because all of these companies, all these cable companies are going to wireless. They all want you to have wireless modems. They don't want to hardwire to the houses anymore. right? So the littlest cloud goes by and you get cut off.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's why.
Brandy is your brandy rant.
Like, so I had a question
Um,
though. There was 150
Yeah.
people that were interviewed that were there that witnessed Enrique's death, right?
Yeah.
Supposedly, allegedly. Where
Yep.
are those 150 people?
Oh.
You know what you're sitting with. You're sitting with the truth every single day. Every single day when
They
you put that
graduated.
uniform on and that badge, and you're sitting with the truth. And Enrique's family is sitting there suffering. Enrique's actual mom, dad, cousins, they're sitting there heartbroken because they don't have Enrique anymore. And you're sitting there knowing the truth. And we're just going to let it play out for another 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years. Get all the way out of here with that. Like, that needs to stop. It needs to stop.
I talked to someone. I talked to someone in law enforcement today, and this person couldn't believe that 3 out of the 4 that were named. He's like, 3 of them, shaking his head that why, like, they are good people. The 4th, the female, he understood what was going on. So, yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, okay, these 2 things that she's involved in, but that's just what we know of. Imagine the stuff. She was so comfortable to do it. This is what is so wrong with these people. They do so much and they're so comfortable doing it because they know they've gotten away with it for so long. So it's not this 1, 2, 5 times that the public knows about. It's decades worth of crimes. It is decades worth of crimes. And outside agencies should step in because there's nothing going right in Massachusetts right now. Nothing without leadership. Nothing without
and like
protection.
he said, it's top down. So does the top really know what everybody below are doing? And so in other words, what's happening is you have people like Tully, right, who are running Norfolk County, who's letting his guys do whatever they do, and he's running interference for them because it works for them, right? Meanwhile, the colonel above doesn't know anything's going on. He thinks everything's peachy clean.
Does he though?
That's what you get.
He's doing his job. He should figure it out. These people are in the public eye every day being complained about, and these people are going. The public's going nuts about these cops. You should be elbow deep in what is going on. You should have cameras. You should have daily logs. You should have performance reviews every 24 hours. Damn it! What the hell? Are you protecting us or you're not? Are you being transparent or are you not? You're just saying it. You're just bullshitting us to shut us up for another month, and we're getting sick of it. I am, anyways. I am. I'm sorry, but come on, don't just talk about it. Be about it, people. It's like our life is so short. We have so much disaster and depression and reasons to be sad. We're overworked. We're underpaid. We're just, you know what I mean? Like, and these people are making so much money off our backs, and they're not protecting us. They're killing us, and they're using our money to commit crimes, right? They're taking it. So we're paying for these crimes unwillingly, right? And then we have to pay in court to fight them, to prove that they're doing these crimes, like Karen's doing right now. Not to bring her up or change the subject, but like, come on, man. They have all the public funds. Like, they have unlimited funds to fight us, to kill us, to like frame us.
Yeah, well, you know where their funds are. It's our funds.
Insane. There is nothing more important.
It's your own money.
This is our safety.
You're fighting against your own money.
Right. And it's like we have to double pay, because if you're like supporting someone who is fighting the system, you're double. It's like all my money, I'm working because these idiots are being idiots. So all my money is going towards these billionaires on, on these boats and yachts. And while we're just sitting here struggling, and they're like, oh, give me more money and shut up. And the judges are like, oh, we've been working for 15 minutes. Let's set another date. Let's do it another month down. Let's kick it down the road another. What do you need to prepare for? Show it all now. Get it done in a week. Tell the truth and be done with it. It's all a money game. It's so aggravating, the whole system.
It's all about the money. It doesn't matter if you have a D in front of your name or an R in front of your name. It's all about the money. It is. In Massachusetts, they almost all have a D, but
look at what's happening in the world. There's so many children right now. It's sick.
Oh my God. Maybe 15 minutes before we came online, I just saw, did you see what's happening in Mexico, in Puerto Vallarta? It's under siege. They've taken, apparently some drug leader was taken out And now all of Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, people are stranded in the airports. People, like, the airplanes just stop running. And now the drug cartel, the whole armies of them, have taken over all of Puerto Vallarta. It's amazing. Well, it's not amazing. It's
The world's on
horrible.
fire.
But
The
the
world is
footage,
on fire right now.
yep, they're literally pulling up and taking over the gas stations. There was one road leading out of there. The cartel, yeah. There was one road leading out of there that they literally set buses on fire to block the road, and now everybody's trapped. And they have people. Yeah, it's a huge cartel war, because there was some joint mission to take out the leader, which they did, and now they're all upset. So the whole city is literally burning down right now as we speak.
It's so awful. Like, people
So-
just don't value human life. It's so awful. It's so awful. It's so scary.
Oh, see, the U.S. embassy's closed. See, it's really not. It's really not. So how about this? Imagine this: for February vacation, you decide to go down to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, and you're at
my
you're
God.
at one of these 5-star resorts.
Right? I'm
They-
sure we'll hear
oh
those
my
stories
God.
from people soon. Oh
They
my
were
God.
sinking
Oh,
boats
bless
in the
them.
ocean. Are you kidding me?
Oh.
See, there's stuff that I hadn't even heard. But yeah, you go down to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico for your February vacation, and now you can't get out.
That's terrifying. That is terrifying.
Yeah. This is why, I mean, you could go to Canada, but you can't go to Canada because they're only silver medalists, because USA is the gold medalist. I'm just saying. So
So this is the first time. Wait, they haven't won it in what, like 40 something years,
since
right?
1980. Since 1980.
Yeah, so this is-
yeah.
Yeah, so I don't remember it in my lifetime.
Yeah.
But,
No, 1980.
yeah.
I was a little kid, but I remember it. Oh my
It
God.
was
Black
so
and white
cute,
TV. We
so-
were watching that on.
It was so heartbreaking though when they brought that Johnny kid guys out, his daughters out onto the ice and took pictures. It was so sweet. I was like, oh my God, I cry over everything.
Oh,
But didn't he die? He died on his on the way to his sister's
so
wedding, right? That hockey player,
who?
Johnny, is it?
Yeah. The drunk driver. Yeah. Him and his, yeah.
Him
And yeah.
and his brother.
It was a drunk driver that hit him. Yep.
His poor sister, man. She thinks it's going to be the best day of her life, her wedding, and then that. Her poor
Almost
everyone.
keeps
See,
looking
it's
at me
just
and I
life
don't
is
know
so
whether to
short. It's
stop
so short. You
talking or
never
not.
know.
Yeah. Phoebe asked. That's what she always asked. Phoebe, what did you always ask? Brandy.
I don't know.
You
I
had so
I
many
can't remember
questions.
what I said
I
5
know.
minutes ago. I don't know.
Everybody's asking you all the questions tonight. You're getting all the questions tonight. They see me every week, Brandy. Brandy's usually behind the scenes. She's usually just moderating and then doing her little side eye on her reels and everything. But I'm telling you, wait till Friday. No, there's Wednesday first, but then on Friday, she's oh man, I'm gonna be watching. I'll be
God.
tuning in. What time Friday you think you're gonna do this?
6 o'clock. I'm going to do it at 6.
Oh, good. Before I go
Yeah.
out. Good. That's before, Friday night's my night
This
out,
is late for me.
because then I
8
need
o'clock is
Saturday and
late.
Sunday to recoup. Yeah, 8's too late.
8 is late.
8:30.
It is.
8:30. That's even later. This is why we're at 7. We're at 7 to 8:30, 9 o'clock, in and out. Dawn of when we first. I know.
It's not tonight.
10 minutes to warp now. I picked 7 because, it was horrible in
Good
the
time.
beginning with Eric,
We'll wind it
because
down.
Eric would never stop, and we ended up doing these 3-hour shows, and it's like 11, and then we
Eric,
do-
you're blaming Eric.
yeah, then it's another hour in the back room, in the green room afterwards, talking about, because we had to rehash everything that we just talked about for the last 3
Yeah.
hours. It was, those are the nights. Now it's like 2, no more than 2, 1.5 to 2, because that's as much as people want to see from us anyways. And half the people that are watching us anyways hate me. They just want to see what the hell I'm going to say about them. Right. So, you got certain people that are watching that just want to see what I'm saying about them tonight, and it's coming. It's coming, all you Gen fans. It's coming right now. So let's bring it back to the blizzard of deflection, because it's Blizzard talk, right? Since those massive sidebar police reports, video dumps were released, right? We've noticed there was a coordinated pivot. Instead of addressing all the content and the data, we're seeing attacks on witnesses. Witnesses like Ashley Bell, witnesses like Tom Beatty, witnesses like was it Karina? Is it Karina Colathesis? Colathesis. I apologize. I can't.
I'm sorry too.
But that's what we're seeing, right, from certain people. Every time Jen McCabe takes some public heat, some friend shows up. Julie, from Indiana. They show up and they post these crop documents. They push a narrative, right? And they leave out the context, or they're completely wrong, right? And they hope that nobody reads past their yellow highlights. And it's not a mistake. It's not confusion, right? It's not, like the first one we're going to bring up right now. This isn't about whether someone should or shouldn't Google an attorney. It's their attempt to imply conscious of guilt by manipulating the timeline context, right? And so let me show some of these things here. Let's see. And I need my glasses for 1 minute because they're labeled, but okay.
I have to get some.
So yeah. You got a what?
I think I have to get some glasses.
Yeah, I'm at that age.
I had a good run though.
Yeah. So some, like, actually I'll play the video, because let me play the video. It's real short. And it has to deal with the one. So basically the real story is at 1:19 in the afternoon, Proctor calls. At 1:24 is when Karen searches for a DUI attorney, right? Not before Proctor, and not at 1:24 in the morning. It's after. PM. Right. It's PM. And so for the past week or two, it's post after post of them saying, why did she Google this in the morning? This is conscious of guilt. Why did she do this in the morning? Right. And it's not it. Right. So let's pull this up. Let's see what really happened. Right. We'll pull this up right now.
Google search the defendant conducted at 1:27 p.m. on January 29th, 2022.
Right there in court, PM. And Yannetti's going to fix it.
The search in question is at 1:27 p.m. before the defendant had spoken to law enforcement. She conducted a search for DUI attorneys. It also would go to the defendant's consciousness of guilt at that time. This statement is before she voluntarily gave an interview with law enforcement, where law enforcement had not engaged her, and it goes to her state of mind at that time prior to any police involvement.
Your Honor, you had asked that I produce proof of the phone call from Michael Proctor to my client.
Oh, I didn't say proof. No, I asked if that was coming into evidence.
Okay, well, I'd like this marked for identification for the purpose of this argument, if I could.
Sure. So this is just that a call occurred, right?
That a call was made from Michael Proctor's personal cell phone number, you can see the last 4 digits there, to my client at 1:19 p.m. on January 29th.
Okay.
Approximately 8 minutes before she calls to investigate a potential DUI attorney.
You're muted. You're muted. I can't hear you.
I know. I'm muted because my dog is now going crazy because he knows he's about to get a bone. So I muted it because here comes the towel, because he's going to start gnawing on this giant beef bone from Market Basket. He's got his rituals. But so Drama Llama Defense Squad, right? You left out you left out key things. No, I'm not. You're behind. Okay? You're behind. So, it's spin. All they're doing is they're pissed off that this data dump is out and everybody's seeing it, right? And it's spin. So
It's so annoying. It's so like that should be a crime.
it should be, right?
Like spreading this information like that, like I don't know, it's serious stuff. It's real life. It's not a game. It's aggravating.
This is literally why I do the show from the basement all the time. Okay, because I've never seen so much action from this dog before in my life. Oh,
Leave him alone.
killing me. It's killing me. Oh, now I'm gonna hear. Actually, usually when I'm downstairs, this is when I hear the whole floor going because it goes right through the floor.
I had to mute it earlier because my dog was drinking water so loud. I was like, relax, buddy. He's never drank before. Like, oh, God.
Yeah, I mean he's no clubber, but I mean he is, but yeah, he's John. Don't let your dog do
Oh, jeez.
what? Yeah, I know. Wait, you mean the Alberts? Don't let my dog do what the Alberts did. Yeah. So that's the first one, right? So speaking about spin, there's something else interesting. So the other day, Julie Carpenter posted her version, right? And it was right after the sidebars dropped, right? Right after the police reports were all dissected and the library footage and town hall footage, right? Instead of debating all this new material, all of a sudden we get a 2023 lacrosse game video from the stands because, when the data gets uncomfortable, let's pull out some old emotional footage. And let's I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have seen it because I know about 15,000 people saw hers, and I know a little more saw mine because I decided, I'm like, well, I might as well show what's going on too. So let me pull this up because I don't have it ready anymore because I got booted out of the StreamYard halfway through the show. So now I have to go back and pull them. And I need my glasses. Oh my God. I am so old. I need these glasses now.
You didn't eat enough carrots?
I'm eating carrots. I'm just old. And they're only 1.25s. It's not like they're a lot. Here it is. I got it right here. All right. It's coming up. All right. Yeah. Let's get rid of it. Here we go.
So is Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Let me start it again because you're going to hear it. Just keep walking.
Keep walking. Just keep walking. Nobody wants you. Let's go, Green!
Still got everybody around you, right?
Go be by yourself.
Go be by yourself, loser. Go be by yourself, loser. Let's go, Green! One more time.
Keep walking. Just keep walking. Nobody wants you. Let's go, Green!
Still got everybody around you, right?
Go be by yourself. Woo!
Such mean girl. Such mean girl.
It's a lot of those.
Their parents on the same team. He's not, his daughter's not on another town's team. They're on the same team.
People are just, I don't know.
And this is and it's like this every game. Doesn't matter which daughter, which game. They go, they parade right through. It's like a grand entrance. I saw it. I was at the basketball game. I saw it. They make their grand entrance. They walk right up to the very middle of the stands and they sit back row so that they're behind and they can look both ways and look at everybody. And that was So that was Jen, and Tom Beatty, because they're mad at him because he wouldn't allegedly they don't see eye to eye on things. Right? Funny how that lacrosse game from 2023 suddenly is breaking news. The same week, all of this stuff comes out. Nobody saw that the last couple years. Nobody. But all of a sudden now that's out. And it's put out by Julie Carpenter, someone who lives half the country away, right? Who's running the show here? So Julie Carpenter just fell on this video, or Julie Carpenter forgot it was in her phone for the last 3 years? No, this is their spin, right?
It's so weird that she's the type of person that you think would come from being a fact checker. And I think she just likes having access to a certain person. And so she's gonna spread their narrative, no matter what. It's
of course.
Weird.
Let me put up her post too. I have her post. Let's put up her post. This was her post. All right. This was the post that Julie Carpenter put up, right? April here. That's just a couple days ago. She's putting the post up from 23, 3 years, almost 3 years ago. Right? Tom Beatty, Canton resident, who Karen Reed claimed was the source. Really? Are you saying she claimed as a source who put Colin at the? Is that a fact? Right? And now you're saying he verbally accosted Jen McCabe at a lacrosse game when we just saw her telling him to. And the fact that they were already videoing, they knew something was going to happen. They had the video on the guy, right?
Yep.
This was a setup.
You see someone coming from a lot, you know what I mean? Like, oh, here comes so-and-so. Like,
Oh, yeah. Start recording.
Yeah, like,
we'll get him.
Takes 2 seconds to start hit record.
Yeah. Right. And then so Beatty said, still got everyone around you. What about the keep walking? Where's keep walking in this post? Nobody likes you. Loser. None of that. Go sit by yourself. I don't see any of that. Your little post there, Julie Carpenter. From wherever you are in Indiana or wherever.
Yep. One-sided stories.
Yep. Yeah. After the game, Beatty continued to yell at her, called her a see you next Tuesday. Well, with the attitude that she has, I can see why he did it. I'm not saying I would be one of the people, I don't really use the word, but, hey. You can only push people so far. And then they went on about, 50 days later, after the Beatty incident, right? That's when Kearney shows up at a lacrosse game and verbally harasses her. Okay. So now 50 days. So that's a month and a half later. And you want to join the two together. So now you're saying Tom Beatty's behind all this. You know what, Julie? You're a shill. You're just a paid shill for the Alberts. That's all you are.
There's so many fucking crazy people. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. She's still in high school. She's in high school.
Like, there's so many people. There's too many people that say someone was harassing you. Or what? Do you know what it means to be harassed? Like, unless you've been harassed or you've known someone that was actually harassed, someone doing that, it's just so stupid. And it just bothers me. Like, these people with their insinuation, they're wasting the court's time. There's people out there that really need the judges and the mediators in the court system, and all these people who are just playing games because they got hair across their ass and they're just idiots is just ridiculous. And a lot of things, not to interrupt you or anything, but because I just seen how she just says it aggravates me when people use these words when they don't actually like people going to get restraining orders. I see a lot of people online saying you should get a restraining order and this person, that person. A restraining order is used when you fear for your life, when you actually believe that someone is going to end your life or hurt you. It's not because they were doing something mean to you. All right. It's not that the courts go by patterns. So yeah, after 3 calls or whatever, it becomes harassment. There's all different stages of it. But seriously, people need to stop abusing the court system. This is why we got to wait months and months. Get anything done.
They weaponize the system.
Yeah, and it's so stupid. Stop weaponizing
Yep.
the system because like actual victims need it. Actual people who are being hurt by psychopaths need it.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Because I flip back and forth on the screens. I come back and I see some of the comments, and I'm like, "We need the eraser board or witness intimidation." We do, and then it's all damn right, Brandy. Yeah, well, like I said, get ready for this because Brandy's coming Friday night. You're gonna get huge doses of this, and I
Yeah.
can't wait because I love listening. Once you get on a roll, you know that Italian deep breath of yours where you can belt out a giant run-on sentence. You know,
Yeah. It's I
So
don't know. We'll see how
yeah,
it goes.
no, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that. So we got more Jen. Don't worry, Jen. We got Allie too, but we got more of you, right? Let's take a little trip back to January 29th. That was the day John was found, right? Jen spoke to the Canton police. Right then, fresh memory, right? Snow everywhere, emotions are high. Goods report. He made a nice report, right? And we remember that because we heard a video on the data dump. We heard a video of Lank. Was it Lank and Good talking to each other, saying, "Hey, are you sure that's what we heard? Yeah, that's what we heard. Okay, that's what I'm going to put in my report."
Right there,
Right.
right there, full stop. As a supervisor or somebody in charge of these offices, right? That phone call alone, those words, that sentence, you're literally you're changing the truth.
Colluding.
You're changing the truth.
Colluding.
Call someone and be like, "Is that what happened?" And then put it down as fact. Like,
No, write down your report.
Sorry.
He writes down his report. There you go. I
Like,
wrote down what I saw.
Get these guys off the streets, out of the job. There's other
Absolutely.
people who are willing to tell the truth every single day.
Absolutely. You write your report. I'll write my report. We turn them in. If they differ, they differ because we each have a different perspective of what happened, right? No, you guys are sitting there calling each other saying, "Hey, is this what you're writing?" "Yeah, that's what I'm writing." "Okay, is that what you heard?" "Yeah, that's what I heard."
Right.
"Okay, that's what I'm putting in."
Right,
Go after yourselves.
right.
Oh, we almost
Yeah, don't- I think
lost.
it's when, I think when you get loud, your Wi-Fi kicks you off.
You
I don't know.
think I'm too loud for my Wi-Fi?
No, I don't know. It seems
I
like
don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm telling you,
I know,
I hate,
collusion.
and it's a bad it's the bad weather's coming.
I
you
know.
know,
I know.
so-
You
right.
guys, charge up your
Is it-
things.
is-
Charge up your devices.
I know. Is it even snowing yet?
So you know what I learned on
Wait,
TikTok?
Mullins,
If
is
you
it
put the
snowing
top
yet?
over your car, and then
Oh,
it
it
snows
started
and
to
you
snow.
just take it off.
I-
All the snow's
I-
gone, and it worked.
You know what? I was gonna go to Home Depot today, but
Go
the
ahead and tell me.
line to get in there, I'm like, nope, not going. I'm not going in there. Just a line going up the street into the Home Depot by me. I was like, no, I have a leaf blower and I have the
Yeah.
I have the
Thank
giant.
God for the leaf blowers. Like,
Yeah. Well, Canton Police have them. At least,
yeah,
at
they're
least
great.
Goody has it.
They're great.
But
for
yeah.
blowing away evidence.
So yeah. So like I said, let's so if we remember, I think I have Good's report here, right? Let's is this one Good's report? Oh yeah, here it is. Okay. So remember, the Canton Police, right? Look at this highlighted set right in the middle. A short time later, Jen stated she saw Karen and John pull up in their car and saw the passenger door open, but they never came in, and she saw the car drive off. This is from the Canton Police report. This was from what they heard from her on scene. Right here. Number 2, on scene. The victim was already in the back of the ambulance. Blah, 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 blah. These were their notes from what happened on scene. She said she saw the car door open. She said she saw the car drive off. Right?
So she didn't see Karen back up and hit him?
She didn't see the Karen back up, right? But she saw the car door open. Now,
Probably
3 hours later, she talks to Proctor. Nothing in Proctor's report about the car door open and nothing about seeing the car drive off, right? Then you have 2 trials. And in 2 trials, nothing about the car door open or seeing the car drive off. It was once to the flagpole. Remember? I don't know. It was straight out front. It was straight out front. It was straight out front. Then it moved up. Then it moved up. That whole story, right? So let's refresh because I have it. I have the little video. Let's play a little bit of her.
Continue.
Thank you.
Oh, I love that. I love how the fact she allows Alan Jackson to continue.
That's okay. You can continue.
You can continue.
You were also interviewed by Trooper Proctor on January 29th, 2022, correct?
Yes.
And you were asked a series of open-ended questions. What did you see? And where did you see it? Correct?
Yes.
Nobody put any words in your mouth.
No.
They told you what to say at that time.
No.
And you told Trooper Proctor that when you arrived at the scene, after you got there, you, quote, first observed the vehicle, meaning Miss Reed's SUV, parked on the street by the driveway facing the direction of Chapman. Correct?
Do you have something I can look at to refresh my memory?
Please.
You need your memory refreshed?
I would like to see what the report says.
I want to see what I said.
I'm just asking you, does that or does that not refresh your recollection?
Regarding?
What you said to Trooper Proctor on the 29th.
Well, I know what I said to Proctor Trooper on the 29th.
Mr. Trooper.
Does that help you with your recollection of what you told Trooper Proctor?
I didn't tell I told Trooper Proctor the car was outside when I looked at the front door and was straight outside.
Does that refresh your recollection, yes or no, as to what you told Trooper Proctor? Yes,
I did not say this to Trooper Proctor, no.
it doesn't help.
No.
Okay, may I approach?
Yes.
Thank you. So you did speak to Trooper Proctor on the 29th, correct?
Correct.
All right. And Trooper Proctor asked you some very specific questions about where things were, correct?
Correct.
Focused on Miss Reed's SUV, didn't he? Asked you questions about where Miss Reed's SUV
If you
was.
can show me in the report.
Just read it.
So just off of what I just read, is that what you're going off of? Yes?
I'm asking for your memory. You're testifying.
Yes, so my memory is exactly where the car was.
Go ahead, Mr. Jackson.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll slow it down. Did you talk to Trooper Proctor about where the SUV was?
Yes.
Thank you. And he asked you questions about where it was situated outside, correct?
Yes.
And you told him that you first observed it parked on the street by the driveway facing the direction of Chapman, correct?
I told him that when I looked out the front door, the car was straight ahead. And yes, it was facing up Chapman.
That you left out a little part by the driveway, correct?
That could have been his interpretation or an error on his part.
I see. So Trooper Proctor is wrong about what you said.
Objection.
No, I'll let him have it. Do you think he's wrong about what you said?
I'll let him have
I
it.
100% said it was straight out the front door.
Okay, next question, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. And during the course of that conversation, you never once, Ms. McCabe, not once, mentioned a several-ton Jeep with a snowplow attached to it, did you?
I'm not sure if I did or not.
Of course you didn't.
Report. Would that refresh your recollection to see the report?
Objection.
Do you think that will help you?
I'll
Yes.
take a look at it.
Okay.
I'll look at it. It's going to help me.
You've had an opportunity to review.
I have, yeah.
May I approach on?
That's
It looks like a report from Trooper Proctor of your interview, correct?
correct.
That interview was taken on January 29th, correct?
Correct.
That interview was taken just a few hours, not days or weeks, hours after the events in question, correct?
Correct.
And you were asked what you saw, what you observed in front of 34 Fairview on that morning, correct? I'm sorry, the night before, correct?
He asked specific questions about Miss Reed's vehicle.
Okay. And when you said where you remember Miss Reed's vehicle being, you placed it in the exact spot where you're now saying there was a Jeep with a snowplow on it, correct?
Incorrect. I never placed Miss Reed's car in the spot where Mr. Higgins' vehicle was.
So as Trooper Proctor was taking notes about what you were saying, he just got it wrong.
You'd have to ask Trooper Proctor.
I will.
So once again, I just want to pull up. I just want to pull up the.
He says, I will.
Yeah, Yeah, I will. I just want to pull up the report from Canton Police, right? So she just says to the Canton Police, a short time later, Jennifer stated she saw Karen and John pull up in their car and saw the passenger door open, but never came in, and she saw the car drive off. Right? Okay. That's what they got out of it. And then
So you
Trooper Proctor
texting this
got out
guy
of it.
all night. She's texted him a bunch of times. Where are you? Blah, blah, blah. She sees the car pull up.
Yep.
She sees the car leave. You don't look out the door like, where's John? Where's Karen? You don't go outside like, where the hell are you? Like, go
No.
outside and look. Right? Like, you don't. What?
No, she went to the door a number of times. Remember, she went to the door.
And you didn't see a body? It wasn't
That,
covered in
not only
snow.
that, not only did all of a sudden the door open never makes it past the Canton Police, but the Higgins Jeep never made it to the Canton Police. Higgins never made. There's no sign. There was nothing about Higgins in her. And we watched now with this whole new data dump. We watched all the video of Kerry doing all her walking around the scene of Jen, and we got more Jen. We got more Jen from the scene that I want to show you because once again, those Canton officers got together to write their reports. Right? Let me pull this up. Right?
I mean,
because
only,
those
only one
Canton,
person has to
yeah.
stay, whoever the boss is. Like, you don't do anything till you hear from Brian, or you don't do anything till you hear from this person. And they all just say, okay, they agree. And then they get their story straight. It's like, it's not hard to cover something up or just listen to the boss, the bad guy, especially if they know like what will happen if they don't. So they're just going to do whatever they're told.
Yeah. So I'm going to play this video twice because I'm going to be using it for something in a couple minutes. But let's watch this for a minute because something just stuck out to me. Ready? Let's pull this up. Right? Okay. Here comes Lanka. You got two CPD walking this way and another one standing right here. So you got three Canton PD right there. This is at 624, by the way. Right? 624. There they go. Right? Oh, there goes Kerry. Right behind her, here comes Jen. What's Jen do? Goes right to the two Canton officers. Right? You think she's just standing there, or you think that's a conversation? Do you do a conversation when you stop moving your hands?
I mean, Jen, she's always talking. Yep, she's talking.
Right.
And he's looking right at her. He's not staring at her like, hey, you look good. They're talking.
They're talking, hands moving.
Yeah.
Right? That's
She's
a
saying,
conversation.
This is what you got to do. This is,
That's a conversation.
100%.
Okay. I just want to make sure because that was a conversation between Jen and a Canton officer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So there was Higgins was parked here, and when we looked out the door, she was parked here, and now we just found the body over here. I mean, she talked to almost, if you go through that footage again, I don't think there was a Canton officer she didn't talk to. Maybe Gallagher. Gallagher is probably the only one. And the only reason she didn't talk to Gallagher is because by the time he showed up, when she went in the house, she never came back out of the house. She never came out of that house while the Canton police were there after she went in the house. So but every other officer she talked to. It's on video on all the dash cams. She talked to every one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's the talker.
Mm-hmm.
She's the talker. But so pull that back. So the fact that all of these, and once again, the gruesome foursome, or the foreskin room, forensic room, sorry, the forensic room, right? What have they been talking about? They've been talking about conscious of guilt on Karen because she Googled something at 1 a.m. No, it wasn't in the morning. It was 1 p.m, right? And it was after Proctor called her. Oh, Tom Beatty from 3 years ago at a lacrosse game. Yeah, no. The Kolakithis, she wants fame. No, it's because she didn't say what you wanted them to say. You name it. they want to publicly destroy people, and we know how it works, right? You're trying to shame people into shutting up. They tried it with me. The only reason I'm here right now is because she thought that posting that picture of me in a bathing suit would embarrass me and I'd go away.
I don't see most of these. I blocked so many of them that I don't see a lot of their stuff.
Yeah. Who slipped so bad? I slipped so bad? I hope I didn't slip bad. Yeah. So yeah, it doesn't work. You guys want, again, they even tried with my ex-wife and stepdaughter, right? They thought that was going to shut me up. How'd that work out for you? Both of them showed up at the select board meeting to put the record right. You know, every time you guys keep coming. Oh, the newest one is Rogie Rogue, right? Joe Warren. You know, the guy that has some witness intimidation charges that are against him right now. How's that lawyer doing for you? How's spending that money, Joe Warren? Right? Joe Warren wants to ask me how my relationship is with my father. Knows my father's dead. This is just classic mean girl. And Joe Warren, you're not even a jock, so I can't even go there, right? But this is what they want to do. So the more you do it, the more I'm going to look for all the stuff that points that you guys are just horrible people. You know? They are. They're sick.
It's just sad.
I am an examinationist. There you go. I'm an examinationist. I like that. Yeah. Yeah. I think the problem with Jen is she's still stuck in the grade she used to teach. 5th grade. I don't know.
Yeah.
3rd grade. I don't know what grade she taught, but whatever grade she taught, that's where she's that type of person that, you know, those kids, you know, those teachers, like, and I'm telling you, it's sick. There are teachers who, they get out of school, they go into college, they want to teach, and all of a sudden they get thrown right back into high school. So they've only been out of college for a couple of years. So they're in their early, their early mid-20s, and they're teaching all of these high school kids, right? So their brain is still stuck in high school. They're not mature. They're nothing but gossipers. And that's how they live their whole life. They just never mature. Right. And she's loving the attention. She loves the attention. I know for a fact she's told people, like, oh, I got to go to this game and everybody's going to be looking at me and they're going to be taking pictures of me. So I have to look my best. Right. So she gets herself all dolled up for these games. And I'll tell you, Jen, you're not a bad looking girl, but for 50, you're not bad. But yeah, that's what she's loving the attention. She thinks she's a rock star. So, yeah. So no Jeep and no door open.
No.
So,
I mean, has anyone tallied up the amount of lies that all of them have told?
No.
I mean, you'd be sitting there counting forever. It's crazy.
Yeah. Speaking of Higgins's Jeep, right? If Higgins's Jeep was there and he got there at 12:10, right? How did he not see Colin? If Colin left at 12:10 and Higgins was the first one there, he was there when Brian and Coco got there. How did they not see each other? Just a question.
I mean, the job that he has requires him to be alert and notice things, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You guys don't,
Notice
so
things.
yeah, I had to, there was another post. Someone posted, let me make sure I have it. Of course I have it. Hold on a minute. It was, while I look for it. So, you guys have
What?
Brandy, we talked about those oranges today.
Oh my God, the one that was giving birth?
Yeah. Well, I thought it was.
You thought it was a
They
nipple?
reminded me of. Yeah, I thought it was a nipple. It reminded me of breasts.
Oh, like it's having a
Mullins bought
baby.
some.
What is that thing?
Mullins bought some ugly oranges, and there it is. Have you ever seen an orange like that? I thought oranges were perfectly round, and now not so much. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my
So
God.
that's I guess it's a sumo orange. You're right. It's a sumo
Little
orange.
baby orange coming out.
Yeah, it looks like
Where's it
and
at?
it's
Yeah.
even got the little nipple all the way to the top and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know
Oh,
if I would pick
and-
that out. I would have left that one
And
there.
for folks at home, I just want to warn you. There are some people that were asking how my toe is. What I know. I just
you
wanted
healed?
to. No.
Oh.
I gotta update you on my toe. Hold on.
You call a tow
Here's my
truck?
called the tow
Oh,
truck. There it is
no!
right now.
Oh,
I
John,
warned you.
warning. Take that
I
off.
warned you. I don't even know if
No,
I'm gonna
take
keep
it
it or
off.
not.
No,
I still have to wait. But yeah,
nobody wants
so
to see
now
that ever in their life. No
I
one.
know that's so I'm still putting ointment on it and still that's why you don't get frostbite. Yep, 9-toe camo.
Yeah,
That's
frostbite,
gonna
huh?
be me.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh,
sounds painful.
by the way, let's I want to go back to Tom Beatty for a minute, right? So
Anything
you guys know the word dog whistle, right? People have been accused of blowing the dog whistle before, right? Well, the same thing happened with Jen, right? Here's another one. Beatty started it by mouthing off to her. Did you want her to just sit there and take it? Enough is enough, right? And how about this? Telling fat F Tom Beatty, right, who started the rumor. So now they're saying that Beatty started the rumor that Colin was in the house. Well, we know Colin was in the house. We just don't know when he left, right? As revenge for Colin F and his daughter, to get lost is heroic and not witness intimidation. Looks like the only way to intimidate this guy would be to blacklist his address. This is, like I said, this guy has not said one word on social media, right? He goes to his daughter's football, lacrosse games. He goes to his daughter's basketball games. And this is how they treat him, right? He hasn't said one word, but no, they want to keep going after him. You know? What's another one? Right here. If Erin hadn't made lying statements about Colin, he never called her for a ride. Well, we know he called her. Okay. She didn't even have a license. And Tom, who was actually John's friend, hadn't lied about these people who befriended him. He wouldn't be crying like a little girl. He's still threatening families today. This is, like I said, this is the dog whistle. This is the group. This is all the mean people. Okay. They're disgusting, ugly people. Okay. Absolutely. Tom is a good guy. Okay. And that's the problem. And these are the people that are asking for money from the rest of the people in town to defend themselves. I wouldn't give you a dime now. Not that I was before. But you know what? You're right. And we know where they like to go. Apparently there was a white party, allegedly, which I knew there was a party. They had a party for the House defendants, a fundraiser at the town club last week. And it was a white party where everybody wears white. And oh geez, is Duke Bostock's in the is he in the chat? Is Duke Bostock's in the chat, people? He better not be. He better not be. That's Eric. Duke.
Who is he?
Eric's in the
I
chat.
was like, who is it? Who's that? I can't see.
Yeah, Eric's in the chat.
Eric, get on here. Let's go.
Yeah, he can't talk. But so they had a white party, and it's not a, you know, it's basically where everybody wears, you know, white t-shirts and white hats, stuff like that, right? But it's also at the exact same time that the newest person of color police chief, the same week that he got sworn in, and you have a white party, that's tasteless.
Oh my
Right.
God, I didn't.
Maybe
do
it's
that.
toga.
Oh my God.
Maybe
yeah,
it's a
'cause I
toga
did
party.
hear.
I don't know.
I heard there was some cops that didn't want to be there
Yeah.
anymore because of that. And those cops should
Oh,
step
really?
down. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
If
They
that's
should.
how you feel, then be a man and step down if that's how you feel.
Yeah, leave.
Or a woman. You
Leave.
don't like someone of color being your boss, get the hell out. Go find a new boss.
You shouldn't even be a cop.
No, you're disgusting.
Shouldn't even be a cop.
You're a disgrace.
Absolutely.
You're
Yep.
filthy. And the badge deserves honor. And people like that aren't on. They're just don't get me.
No, they're in it for
started.
the money. They're in it for the money, and that's it.
You
Yeah.
know what? This is why we need more like cameras and body cams, and we need like it's just crazy to me because you know how big Law and Order SVU, Law and Order plus Law and Order SVU, those shows. Like we watch these people, like all these people. We're into crime. We like crime shows. It entertains us. But in all reality, we could just be watching the body cams of the local cops in the town we live in and the town next door, and we could actually be involved and see what's actually happening in the government. Like they should have live footage
Mhm.
instead of fake shows. You know what I mean? Like you should be able to watch
Right.
the Canton Cops at night if they're on a call because I want to see what you're doing. I want to see how you're going to save me. I want to see what you're doing and what my money's going towards, and if you're actually helping or if you're actually hurting. That's transparency. Not like, oh, I'll tell you about it later after our 3-month investigation. I'm going to investigate my buddies that I work with every day, all day for 30 years. Get the hell out of here. You can't investigate
Yeah.
yourselves. You can't bullshit us anymore
Well,
because we're
that's
not
what they
going
want.
away. We're not.
Right.
Ross has me yelling. He's
Here-
coming down.
here- here's-
He's like, he comes
Hey.
down. He's like,
Here's one more. I'm going to read it. It's from one of those other ones. It's that MA. It's from that MABBE 8th, right? And it's another one of those insiders. Less than an hour after Karen's Lexus reversed and John stopped moving, now this is only yesterday when she posted this, right? Karen Googled a DUI lawyer. Was she going to self-report herself for drunk driving? Why would Karen be thinking about lawyers at 1:27 a.m.? Again, 3 years later, and you're wrong, but they're
No,
still
she's already
trying to
not
push
guilty.
this
She already
narrative.
beat the charge twice. So why are you still even
I
arguing?
know.
Like, get the hell out of
Masshole
here.
Mafia posting the same
Get
thing.
a life.
Yeah. It's over
Like
and
you
over
should be
and over.
concerned more about the cops that like did the dirty deeds, like or didn't fill out a report right, because eventually someday you or your family is going to need the cops. You should be concerned that there's systemic problems, that these cops aren't doing the right work, that they're dishonorable, that cops are having sexual relations with children on the clock. We're paying them to go hide behind buildings. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
To diddle the children. You should be concerned about that. Not shit that's already done and over with. You're just ridiculous. Grow up. And if you say you care about things, then actually start caring about things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, stop with this bullshit back and forth, old shit that doesn't matter, that you're gonna be proved wrong. Like you're an idiot. You know that you're an idiot. Just stop. Just stop.
Here's another one. This guy, Mike Dury, right? He's from Ohio. He lives in Ohio. All right. We've talked about him before.
You know, old man that lives
And
in Ohio. That's,
another one.
The Victoria's Secret
Yeah.
song.
Right. Another one, not in Massachusetts, right? But so he makes a post and he said, instead of meticulously going through this once again, you're going to have to explain to me how any of this matters. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is the Lexus black box data, blah, 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 right? Because that post was in response to because I answered him and I said, hey, you just said Allie texted here at 12:10 and Colin replied, okay. Brian and Nicole said they saw him leaving. Therefore, he left at 12:10. And I asked him, I said, if he left at 12:10 and he went directly home and Allie took him directly home, like they said, how did he not get home before Chris? Because there's no way he wouldn't have. I said, on top of that, how did he not see Higgins or Higgins not see him if Higgins was parked at the mailbox because Higgins was there before Coco and Brian went in the house? And that's when he switched it from that doesn't matter. I'm like, well, you're the one that made the post about 12:10. I answered with some questions. You don't like the questions. So now you're flipping it to it's a Lexus black box thing. So the minute you answer when they make their posts and you ask them questions, they don't like the questions. They're not going to answer. They're just gonna go to the next thing.
Yeah.
Ask them basic questions. Yep. Suddenly it's none of that matters. The only thing matters is the black box data, yada, yada, 24 miles an hour, 75% throttle, game over. No.
The game-
5 minutes
game is-
ago,
Game is over. It's
Yeah,
been over since
it is.
the 18th of June last year, whatever. She walked out.
well,
of
it
there
is and
free.
it isn't because there's still
Well,
a civil case. Right.
Exactly. We gotta still fight for accountability, and accountability isn't like revenge. It's just like, it's restoration in my mind. You know what I mean? Like they have to be responsible for what they did or didn't do intentionally or not. You didn't do your
Right.
job. You got to be found responsible for that. Be a man. Be a woman. Take responsibility, and life will get easier. The
not
world will
coming.
get easier. Stop protecting these people, higher ups, leaders. They don't
Yeah.
deserve all these rights.
So he makes a post. I question the post. 5 minutes later, timeline doesn't matter now. Okay. So keep moving the goalpost. I'll tell you guys what. You guys keep moving the goalpost, and I'm gonna keep kicking the ball through it. Okay, keep moving it. I'm gonna keep kicking it. That's just how it's gonna go.
Yep.
So-
Yep.
So there was the Colin stuff. I mean, we're going through this. I'm going fast because I know Eric's probably loving the fact that he's not saying anything, but he's sick.
Hey,
He's
look at that
sick.
comment right there from J1C80.
J1C80. Hold on.
Brandy sounds so dumb. She's such a buffoon. Makes the whole free Karen Reed look.
Oh my
stupid.
God, we got.
Appreciate your opinion.
We got a
sweet.
troll.
Aw, cutie.
Oh, thank
Sorry,
you,
I'm
Jay. Thank you, J1C80.
Why don't you
That-
come on here and teach me something?
Wait,
Teach me
can't
something.
even put his name up.
Teach me
Another
something.
one, and that's the other thing. They're all
I'm not
anonymous.
tough. I'm just saying you
They're
can't.
all anonymous.
He's saying, "Oh, you're so tough." I'm not tough, but you're calling me dumb. Come up here and teach me something. I'm trying to learn.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Continue. Sorry.
Yeah, I do. I have no shame. Okay, because here's the thing. We're right. They're wrong. We're on the side for truth. They're not.
Mhm.
Uh-oh. Bye-bye.
Nice, sweetie. Have a good day.
There goes
Stay
the
safe.
troll. Oh, there goes our troll.
Mm,
The one troll I was gonna have fun with, and they just booted him.
it was cute. It was cute.
It was cute.
Do better.
Hey,
Do better.
I know. At least, yeah, look at this. I was all about to blast them. Everyone kicked them. But, the thing is we've been on for a year. Okay. We've only had a handful of trolls because a lot of them, they don't know how to make extra YouTube,
I know
Google
I know where it's
handles.
coming
I don't know what it is.
It's fine.
Or they don't want to. It is what it is. Right. They're trolls.
Yeah, that's fine.
Could have been worse. It could have been worse.
Can't please everyone.
All right, we got two more, right? Two more. Sarah, right? Let's talk about Sarah. I like Sarah, right? Oh, before we get to Sarah, I do have to play this. All right. So and I have to stop in between to talk about it because I don't want to get copyright striked. All right. So I want to pull this up. Is it? Here it is. Okay. The Forensic 4 made this video. All right. And the first thing I noticed right away, and so I'm going to stop playing it and I'm going to pause it. Ready? Oh, I'm going to mute it because let me mute this. All right. Because they made it for Twitter. Here we go. All right. So we know it's the Queen. All right. So right off the bat, you've got Tristan and Junior, right? And then they're so happy about the money they made. Okay. Then you got Chris and Julie Nagel, right? And then they made more money. Okay. Coco and Colin. Have you noticed anything yet? Right? They're going up on money. There's Jen and Brian. Right? Going up in money.
We are the champions.
Then you
That's
got-
the song they're playing.
They used We're the Champions, yeah. right? They're the champions, so they're going to win this thing, right? Then you got
Like this is a
Caitlin,
game? Wow.
Caitlin and Allie. Oh yeah, right.
Wow.
Okay. And then you got Brian and Matt. Okay. And this is what they're putting out there, right? Then you got Julie, Sarah, and Kerry. Why did you not put any of the married people together? Why'd you separate all the couples? Right? And then they go to John, right? And that was their thing. But like right off the bat, look at who they match the people up with, right? Why wouldn't you match Tristan with Caitlin?
I don't know.
Right? Why would you match Chris and Julie together? Chris and his wife Julie, right? Why wouldn't you match up Coco and her husband Brian together, and then put why wouldn't I put Colin and Allie together, or Colin or Allie and Caitlin together, or any of the kid? You could put all the kids together. Instead, you put Jen with Brian. You make it look like these are the couples, right? Then you put the two girls together. These are the two that they're not liars. They're not liars, people. I would never say they're lying. But there was a lot of inconsistencies in their stuff. And what brings me to it is you get to and then you get Matt. Why isn't Matt with Jen? Right? And leave Higgins, put Higgins all by himself, right? Because he left them, right? And then you get these three. You put these three together. Okay. Sarah Levinson shouldn't be on there with these people. Sarah Levinson didn't lie. Sarah Levinson told the truth. Okay. And one of the big things about telling the truth, right, with Sarah was, let's pull this up, in Sarah's statement, okay, in Sarah's statement, Brian Sr. arrived home from New York with his friend. Who's his friend? Higgins. She's placing Higgins and Brian in the house. When in the trial, Brian said that he met Higgins at the hillside. But Sarah states they were at the house. The two were returning from New York. And Sarah stated that Brian Sr., Nicole, and his friend left the house to go to the bar together.
So who's lying?
Who's lying? Right? On top of that, so remember, Brian Sr., Nicole, and his friend left to go to the bar, but she didn't know which. Right? How about this? Sarah puts all these other kids, Mary Cat, Emily Fabiano, Courtney Alba, Catherine Duty. Yes, spelled wrong. Charlie Duties. Right? But so she puts them in the house.
Do people know that there was more people in the house that the public doesn't know about yet?
They will.
Oh,
They will. Yeah.
they will.
So Sarah doesn't only do that. Sarah does more than that, right? Sarah's telling the truth. Let me, I got to pull that back. Sarah does more than that. And she's really, really good at this. And she's probably a really good witness. Let's hear. This is why they were getting together. Okay. Because it was a birthday party. Here we go.
And what, if any, conversation did you have with Mr. O'Keefe as far as plans for later in the day?
So he asked me if I had any plans that night, and I said, unfortunately, it's Friday, and I'm working pretty much till close. And I said, but it's my nephew's birthday, and I know a bunch of people are heading out, and I was planning on meeting up with them later when I got out of work. So I think I said to him, I said to him, I'll shoot you a text later if you're around. Maybe we can hook up.
So there's a bunch of people going out for his birthday. One more time with Chris. We're going to get to Sarah.
With them later when I got out of work.
Wait a minute.
I said, but it's my nephew's birthday, and I know a bunch of people are heading out, and I was planning on meeting up with them later when I got out of work. So I think I said to him, I said to him, I'll shoot you a text later if you're around. Maybe we can hook up.
January 29th was my son Brian Jr.'s 23rd birthday. He had mentioned he was going to get together with some friends on the Saturday night, the 29th, for his birthday. And I had said, okay, well, maybe Friday night, if anyone's around, any of our aunts or uncles or anyone, maybe we'll take you out, just local for some apps and drinks or something. Well, they were, the forecast was saying a big snowstorm was coming in, and it looked like it was going to be late Friday into all day Saturday. So I had said to my son, well, obviously, doesn't seem like anyone will be able to go out on Saturday night. Why don't you just do something with your friends Friday night?
My friend Julie's father drove us.
And your friend Julie, is that Julie Nagel?
Correct.
And so her father drives you from your house, picks you up at some point, and brings you over to 34th Fair.
Correct.
Do you know about what time it was that you arrived at 34th Fair?
Between 7 and 8 p.m.
And when you arrive, who, if anyone, was in the house at Fairview when you got there?
It was Brian Jr., Nicole Albert, Caitlin Albert.
Stopping it right there. She goes on to say even Caitlin Albert was in the house, but Caitlin testified that she was in Easton and went to the waterfall with her boyfriend, and that's why she got a ride home. Right?
So who's lying?
Of course, I'm telling you, Sarah's not lying. Right? So not only does she place Brian Sr. and Brian Higgins in the house earlier in the night, she places Caitlin in the house earlier in the night. Oh, and we're going to see from Julie Nagel too. She says that Julie's father brought her there, right? And they got there around 7. But remember, Julie Nagel's brother, he went to the he went to C.F. McCarthy's to meet his sister. And then a couple minutes later, he's like, yeah, I met my sister there. So he said it twice that he met his sister at the waterfall, yet his sister and Sarah got a ride from Julie's father over to 34. Keep going. Hopefully.
And Julie Albert. We were all going to meet at Brian's house. His family was going to go out, his mom, aunt, and sister. And then we were kind of going to go from there, whether we were going to go out or stay home. It was up in the air.
And how did you get to Mr. Albert Jr.'s house that night?
My dad drove me.
And who, if anyone else, did your dad give a ride to one with you?
My friend Sarah Levinson. Just hang out, have some drinks for my friend Brian's birthday, just together and hang out.
So leading up to that weekend, I was aware that my brother might have like a friend or two over the house for his birthday. And then I had spoken with my mom and my aunt, Julie Albert, about maybe going to a local Canton bar, grabbing some food and some drinks, and just kind of seeing where the night takes us, and then maybe ultimately going back and seeing my brother for just to say happy birthday, kind of end the night that way.
There you go. So this poor kid that this poor kid that has anxiety. First, they were going to go out. Then he wants to stay in. And then Coco tells us that, oh, it's going to be a blizzard. So why don't you just get your friends and then we'll go to the bar, But nobody told Chris, because Chris told John that afternoon that, hey, people are going out because it's my nephew's birthday. So they go to the bar for their nephew's birthday that they know is staying home, but maybe nobody told Chris, right? Meanwhile, they know he's got social anxiety, so he doesn't like crowds. They're all going to go back to the house afterwards. It's like, yeah, that's not anxiety right there. Hey, everybody, it's your happy birthday.
Right.
Yeah.
What did you want to stay at the house for a different reason?
Well, because there was a lot of
Blizzard.
snow out. Yeah,
Snow in and snow out.
I know. So we're gonna bring this home real quick, but there's something I got to bring up. So like we said at the beginning, because my whole family's been texting in a text chain. My phone's going crazy because they included me in something when they know I'm freaking live. But anyways, don't forget, people. Listen, it's starting to snow out, so charge everything. I hope you have your gas for your snow blowers and leaf blowers. Bring in anything that can fly. Have your blankets ready. We have our blankets ready. Check on your elderly neighbors. I know that at some point, as the storm tapers off, I will be in Canton. There's a couple people's houses that I'm going to be snow blowing that I do every year. Make your beef stew because it's going to be 2 feet of snow tomorrow. And
Get out your
real quickly,
flashlights.
remember I said that I want to play this video. I'm going to pull it back up. That video of Lank shows up. Lank shows up at 6:24. We know what was happening at 6:23. At 6 and 6:24. At 6:23 and 6:24, Jen was Googling the 3 different Hoslong, how long TI, CILD, all that. Jen was Googling those 3 things at 6:23, right? And at 6:24 and change. Okay. Let's pull this back up. Here comes Lank at 6:24. Okay. So they want us to believe that right now Jen is in the back of the cruiser, right? Googling all these things before she runs over to Lank the minute she sees Lank. So one moment they're in the cruiser and they're praying. Here comes Lank. He goes to the cruiser. Kerry's already out and Jen's already out. Right? She went from Googling to not having it in her hand or it's already in her pocket. Phone's already in her pocket there it is at 6:24 and change. But she wanted us to believe that just a second before this, she was doing all those Googlings. Is that a word? Googlings?
Google
Can you
searches?
say-
Maybe. It is now.
Yeah.
Googlings.
Yeah. But that was literally the time, and we don't get to see it, but we do see the cruiser back up right afterwards. That's why the second. Can you guys stop?
Sonny.
Oh my God.
I talked to.
No, my family's just nonstop texting each other. They're like, dude, take me off of your text chain. Googlings.
Google.
That's what it is. Yeah. So, like I said, 6:23 and 49 seconds. How long to digest food? 6:23 and 51 seconds. How long to die in CIKD? 6:24 and 18 seconds. Right? That's when Lank's already there.
That is the moment that she was I want to know what.
But Lank's there at 6:24.
Like that's when you're panicking, like because if he lives, you're screwed. So she's like, "Hurry up! How's that? How long is he gonna how long does this take?" And then the whole stomach contents thing, that is sick. That's sick that she Googled that. That's like,
yep.
Come on. She's looking to see what can be proven.
Yeah.
Time
So
to death.
within 60 seconds, don't forget the missed call. Don't forget the missed call. Remember she called Brian Albert at 6:23 first?
Of course.
There was a missed call first, right? And wasn't Sean Good? So at 6:23, wasn't Sean Good making a phone call at 6:23 that we don't know who he was when he testified, we don't know who he was calling, right? And then literally, so Good's on the phone. We don't know who he's on the phone with, right? She's calling Brian Albert, not answered. She's Googling 3 different things. Lank is showing up, and here she goes running over to him. Immediately makes a beeline right to Lank. But nothing to see here, folks. She's just a normal soccer mom with her phone in her pocket.
Look that way.
Yeah. So that's why I wanted to pull up that video again. because I want to show how quick things were. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Coco twice. Well, that was earlier. She called Coco at the beginning, but at 6:23, I think she called. I think at 6:23 is when she called Brian, and then Googled all those things. Yeah, and then she runs over to Lang. So yeah. All right, here we are. This is the end. And real quickly, you have 3 people running for select board, and there's going to be 2 dates. Let me pull this up. There's 2 dates for the Meet Your Candidates nights. Let me pull this up because I got them. March. No, not March 17th. Maybe it is March 17th. March 17th, you have the planning board, school committee, and board of health. And then on March 23rd, you have the library, the select board, and the assessors. Those are your 2 different nights for the Meet Your Candidates nights. It'll be at the library.
And those are good too, because then you can see like how they are in person and actually see if they dodge any questions or like how they treat people. You know what I mean? It's one thing to see them in a flyer or on a little short commercial, but to actually see them in person and look them in the eye and get a feel for their vibe, you know, I think you can read them better. And I think it's a good idea for people to stop.
We're going to put a formal invite to the 3 members of the select board that are running for select board. And if they come on, they come on. If not, that's fine too. But you have JR. He's the incumbent. He's the chair of the select board. He's running for re-election again. He's been involved in Parks and Recreation, the zoning board, building renovations committee. That's his bread and butter, is the building and renovations committee, and the housing authority. And he's been focused heavily on facilities, infrastructure, and long-term capital planning. And he likes, he talks about the Canton's AAA bond rating, handling the big capital projects like the middle school. Everybody is talking about the middle school, and public safety needs. He acknowledges that the Canton Police Department is a major concern, and he's willing to talk to anyone one-on-one. He's not a huge social media guy, so he might turn. Yeah, he's probably going to turn us down. I mean, especially after Chris's, saying that I tried to bribe him. But
stop doing that.
He's basically like he's been there. He knows the system, and let's not destabilize it. You also have Greg Murphy. Murphy is he's a thinker. Greg Murphy. You see him almost every select board meeting. He's sitting right down front. He is he's got the holistic model that basically every major decision connects to another one, to another one, to another one. And he's big into the structural things in Canton. He wants to stop treating town governance like separate buckets and start treating it like a whole ecosystem. And then you have Julie Beckham. Actually, there's 4. I'm sorry. There's 4 for 2 seats, people. Julie Beckham. She launched her candidacy down at Brook Meadow, and there was 80 people there back when she kicked off her campaign. And she's her platform is community culture, civic engagement, financial literacy. She has an NYU background. She's been active in the school council and CAPT, and she's got experience in DEI. She's optimistic. And then there's David Clow. Now, David's running for 2 different seats. So I know it's legal. I don't know how it's going to turn out. He's running for both select board, and I think he's for the board of assessors, I think, too. So If he wins one, the other one, it becomes empty, or the second place finisher gets it. I don't know how that works yet. I'm going to look into that. But he's big on tax fairness, fiscal discipline. He's a money guy, transparency, and government oversight. He was a former finance member, and he was the vice chair of the police audit committee. And we saw what happened there with Bob McCarthy, 3-2, 3-2, 3-2. And he's been vocal about the residential tax shift and protecting seniors and families from big spikes in the evaluation of their property. And he's big on open the books. Let's see. So he's into the accountability. So like I said, there's going to be a couple nights, and we're going to reach out to anyone if they want to come on, and we're going to ask them some questions. So April 7th, that's when the vote is, April 7th. And they got 50 signatures, got them on the ballot, and now we're going to get a couple thousand people voting on the next 4 years of Canton's future. So that's it in a nutshell.
It's good.
Yeah.
Got some choices,
Brandy,
some options.
Brandy, I want to thank you for sticking it out with me, even though Eric
Past my bedtime, way past it.
oh my, well, now I'm purposely staying up because I think I'm going to put on the elephant costume and fire up the snowblower and go snowblower.
Your
the
neighbors
drive.
must have some stories, man.
Well, you'll probably see some pictures or some video of me in one of my outfits
Right.
snowblowing.
Listen, you
later
guys,
tonight.
try to push the snow. Don't lift it if you don't have to, and take breaks.
Yeah, and if you have elderly neighbors, go help them.
Yeah.
Check on them. Yep.
Please,
And
please.
if you know someone that truly needs help, Monday or Tuesday, depending on when the storm's over and you're in Canton, shoot me a text. I will try to help. I'm not promising anything. Obviously, I don't want any money for it. It's 100% free, kind of like Rocco Camerata. And I'll try and help you out.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all going to need help eventually with something.
Thank you.
So might as well
Brandy.
help while we can. Well,
Yeah.
no problem.
So
I do gotta go to bed now. I'm exhausted.
yeah.
I gotta go
There you
watch
go.
my.
Well, you don't have to work tomorrow.
What is tomorrow? We don't have
Tomorrow,
school.
everyone's got it off. There's nothing going on tomorrow.
Like, what even is tomorrow?
Yeah. You got to take the dog out now before the snow gets too high.
The dog's sleeping right in front of me. He's waiting for me. He won't go upstairs without me.
Yeah, you need a lot of help. Let me tell you this. You
Yeah.
need a lot of help. How about some medicine? How about you know, I know that Higgins likes those hot toddies, and when you've got a cold, a hot toddy is what you should be drinking there, Duke. Yeah. So
Listen.
I know.
But
I got
yeah,
my
it was
frozen
good.
toe.
And I don't know. That got,
2 socks.
Dennis Galvin, he was good. He was good. He's helpful. He
Oh,
answered
once
all the
again,
questions.
before we leave. Final. Wednesday. What time?
I think it's at 7. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. It's you can go
Wednesday,
to
7 o'clock, calling all beings. Brandy's there. If anything, go for Brandy and for Karen. Because here's the thing. Yes, her original trials are over with. She's still fighting for the witness intimidation charges, and that's a fishing expedition. And she's still fighting for John O'Keefe. So, if anything, do it for John O'Keefe.
She's the closest person, the only person in that courtroom that's going to get justice for John O'Keefe. And if you ever said you wanted justice for John O'Keefe, then you should support it. If you can't, you can't. But you don't have to degrade it. You don't have to you don't have to say anything bad about it. People are just trying. And, there's a lot of hate online right now. I don't know if I should even bring it up, but it's just like,
no,
just
you're
because
fine.
I was asked to be a guest on a panel that I have no control over, people just just don't come for me. I'm not co-signing anyone's past. I'm not endorsing anyone's, like, any other guest. I'm simply just appearing because somebody asked me to. I'm going to give my opinion on why I think people should help fund this fight. It's extremely critical that we just continue to try to fight the government in any possible way we can. And Karen's doing that. Karen's the one doing it. She's in the courthouse doing it. She's trying to expose things. So I don't know. I got in this because there was unfortunately a dead cop and it's mysterious circumstances. And this is the way we were going to find. There is no other way. The most truth we're going to get is going to come out of this trial. So
exactly.
The end. I don't know. I'm not just a part-timer. Like
exactly.
I don't say I want it and then just act a different way. You know what I mean? So
because,
I don't know.
Right. You can't just because it gets a little messy. You guys got to remember, people from every town in the neighborhood have come together for this. All right. And so you're not going to like everyone. You're not going to get along with everyone, but you're all there for the same reason, right?
Exactly.
That somebody else did this. And she's the only one right now because of these. Because I'll tell you, Norfolk County's not looking into it.
Nope.
So,
and it's only
this is the only avenue.
Both sides have resources. They have unlimited resources. Right. They can fight all day. And night.
Your tax money. Your tax money. They're already using your tax money to fight her.
And if you don't want to help fund the fight, then just don't. But I just don't understand why people wouldn't want to help fund exposure, because these people have authority over you if you live here in Massachusetts. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna get away with it. They're gonna keep doing it, and it's gonna be somebody else that's dead next time. So why not? Like I don't know.
Here's the other thing.
Everyone should want to help.
And people. You don't have to give $100. You can give $10. You give $5. You give $2. Right? Look, how much do you give the Dunkin' Donuts people every time you go through the drive-through? Right? Look how much money and tips that they get just for handing you a cup of coffee. Right? Any of you people that pay with cash at all, right? You're giving them. You always give them a couple bucks tip. So
this stuff is so costly. Like I heard ACA's coming back, right? I mean, come on, it's so expensive. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if it's true, but I did hear it. I mean, they got it right.
Someone said right. Yeah.
So I don't know. What do you think these people like? How do you think the travel arrangements like? They don't work for free. The paper isn't free. The filings aren't free. You have to file. You have to pay for everything you do. And you know what I really thought was stupid? Well, you know how that last hearing she just had last week, and it's like, it was just so weird. Like the O'Keefe's lawyer calling in and just having, whatever they went through, and it's like, all right, the judge is like, I'll give you till Monday. You file something. You file something. Now they got to do more paperwork. Now they got to do more work because of this. Like, what the hell? Just make a decision right there and then, judge. Like right then and there. Why do you have to like put it off? It's so stupid the way this. I don't know. It's just a never-ending fight, and we shouldn't have to do it. But if you want to support it, we would appreciate it. We all just want to get along. We all just want to help fight the bad guys. We don't want to fight each other. None of us that are doing it want to fight each other. Well, I don't actually. I don't want to speak for anyone else because I don't really know the people. I know a few of them, but just because I'm on a panel with people, I don't know them. I just know what I'm there for. I'm there to help Karen. I'm there to help raise funds for Karen. I don't care about anyone else that's on there. I really don't. I don't.
Yeah. So that's Wednesday, okay? And then Friday at 7,
6.
6. That's dinner time.
I know, dinner time. Dinner time's on.
Okay, that's fine. I'll still be there. Okay. It's 6 works. 6 works. Okay. Friday at 6. Let me put it up real quick. Friday at 6. Don't forget. You want to go to this right here, right? YouTube at Boston Brandy. She's going to be live Friday at 6. Tonight was just a taste of some of the rants, right? And I'm sure after Wednesday, you're going to have even more after Wednesday when you're fighting everybody on Twitter on Thursday.
No, I don't want to, but if I have to, I will. Like, get the hell out of here.
That's fine. That's fine. Bruce, Eric's been in the chat. But he is a big pussy tonight because he's got a man cold.
He's a man cold.
Yeah. He went to take a shower and then and that was it. That was the end of it.
Put some onions in your socks overnight.
Yeah.
Oh
my God. I'm going to wear two.
Do it.
I love it. Yeah.
It's so gross, but it works. It works.
2 socks. I'm going to wear 2 socks tonight when I go out to snowblow. They're going to call me Johnny 2 Socks or Johnny 9 Toes Camo.
Well, thank you for inviting me on anyways. It was,
Yeah, that was great. You did
It's nice.
good. And you're
We
going to
tried.
do great Friday. You're going to be
Tried.
awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, see, there you go. Yeah, and look at that. Come with that fire. There you go. She's going to have fire. I already know it. We'll all be there.
Oh, God.
We'll be there.
This is me and
Let's
Joseph.
hope you can figure out. So you have between now and Friday to figure out StreamYard. It's easy.
Yeah.
Don't worry. So
All right, go pick,
All right.
go let your dog out. Go give your dog some love.
thank you guys so much,
on.
and we will see you soon. All right,
Thank you,
and
guys.
and we'll put up. We're gonna post just the interview with Dennis. We're gonna put that up online too. So so watch for that if any of you guys want to just watch just the major Dennis Galvin's.
One more thing. Somebody just said, "Would you please follow Diana DeZoglio?" Yes, please. Everybody.
yeah.
Please
I
follow
do.
her. Support
Yeah.
her. She's
Another
fighting
one.
her team because she wants the truth. She wants transparency. She is a go-getter.
Yeah.
Oh God.
She was just on Fox.
Yes.
I watched her.
yeah.
She was just on Fox, and
You know
for the
what's
same
funny?
thing.
I'm related to the DeZoglios. They're my cousins, but my cousins
Really?
are cousins of her through like a thing, but they don't really know each other. But yeah.
That's again the fact that as the auditor, she has to fight all these lawsuits just for transparency,
just the truth.
just the truth.
The books for what's going on with the books, the money.
Just open the book.
Show us
Open the
what's going on. Oh my
And
God.
then once again,
Right.
these are your neighbors. These are your neighbors that decided that these are the jobs they wanted. And then once they get the jobs, right? Once enough of them get the jobs, yeah, we don't want to show you anything because it's too good.
Because they're scamming.
Of course. Why
They
else would they
got-
not want to show the books?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
People
That's
like Diana with her up there. We'll get somewhere with her. I
Yeah,
have faith
another-
in her. I hope. I
Yep.
hope.
So-
But we all got to keep trying. Stay involved. Stay focused. Stay interested.
By the way, it was 2 hours and 31 minutes. So there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know. Thank you for staying as long as you did. You stayed the whole show.
Have a good
Bye.
night. Stay
Bye,
safe.
guys. I'm gonna. We'll play it out with the. Well, you can go, but we're gonna play it out with the musical that Eric loves so much. So we're gonna do it.
I really can't stay.
Jen, it's the feds
I've
outside.
already explained.
Jen, it's the feds
This
outside.
timeline's been clear.
I'm hoping you'll
I
clarify.
gotta call now.
We'll wait right here while you make those calls.
I've answered this all before.
Jennifer, what's your hurry?
Your note is kind
Just
of
routine, nothing
aggressive,
more.
but everything I said was strong.
Just open up, we won't be
The
long.
timeline's airtight.
And the group chat's locked
Now
up
the
tight.
feds are here.
We really must speak with you.
Thought we were clear.
Just a couple of questions too.
Carrie, I have to
Funny how
ask
stories
this of you.
change. Something's beginning to feel
The
strange.
feds call you too. Hey, hi, it's Jen.
Just open up, it's freezing out
Knocking
here.
again.
Jenny, we're still outside.
Brian, where are you?
Jen, it's the feds outside.
That version sounds good.
Jen, it's the feds outside.
Morrissey, please pick up the phone.
The weather's getting rough.
Great, that clears it right away.
Please don't make this tough.
Can't we talk another day?
Your phone say you were busy
What
that
are the
night.
neighbors gonna say?
Steps, text till daylight.
Misreading all the
Just
signs.
open up, it's freezing here.
My memory's so unclear.
We're standing by the door.
I've already explained.
Jen, it's the feds outside.
I'd love to help, but gosh, oh dear.
Jen, it's the feds. We can't wait no
I
more.
need just one more minute.
We've been standing at your door.
I was just brushing my
That's
teeth.
what you said before.
Jenny the feds.
Jenny, it's the feds. Jenny the feds. Jenny the feds outside.